Okay, so we're going to take a look at the map vetoes and what maps we are ultimately going to be watching this on. So it looks like WGS goes ahead and vetoes Ascent.
Yeah, I mean, not a big surprise. They haven't found much success on it this stage.
Icebox is next to go here from MARU.
Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. Bind, again, no big surprise. The last time they met, WGS won 13-2 on Bind.
Yeah.
They've always liked Bind, so it's been working out very well for them.
And so the reaction there from MARU is then to go for Haven.
Yeah, I think this is pretty expected.
Yeah. Split goes down shortly after that from WGS, and then it's going to be Breeze out of the picture, which leaves us with Fracture for the final map. Coming into this, and I think it's likely we go to a map 3, but this is going to be a fun one with these two teams on Fracture. I do think WGS, look, they should be able to win on Bind. I think if MARU Gaming cannot win on Haven, I don't think they can win the series, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they picked it for a reason. They've always had good set plays, especially revolving around Garage on Haven. Now, I'm a little surprised at the Breeze ban, just because the last time they met, they did beat WGS on Breeze, but then they lost to Spear Gaming in that last match, or in one of their last matches. So maybe they just felt that they showed a couple weaknesses there. We're already seeing some pick changes here on Bind.
Yeah.
Now, as we continue to see Han sticking with that Neon, I mean, he's hopped around between the Neon and the Chamber, depending on the map. And then we're seeing the double Initiator come out from WGS as well. Whoa! Yeah. Nocji Rays?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, going back to the Duelist. Now, he's played it a couple of times way back in the past. Not so much this year. But the Rays coming out. Wix Chamber we've seen, but instead of sticking Nocji on the Chamber, and having another Initiator, they're going for double Duelist while picking defense first. Now, I would say that on Bind, Raze provides some utility on defense.
Sure.
But I'm interested to see how they balance it out between him and Shibab. I mean, who's really taking control here?
All right, guys, it looks like it's finally time to start this best of 3. We go to the map Bind here with WGS versus MARU Gaming. The winner of this series goes on to face off against DRX in Valorant Challengers Korea.
Yeah, I am curious to see, because this is not something that we thought they would consider. I think the big change here is, I mean, MARU's taken out the Fade, which I think a lot of teams are still kind of divided on here on Bind. There are a couple good lineups, but otherwise, eventually, you still need to take control of either Showers or Belong.
A little bit of a slow start here. Rotation now back over from iReady onto the B side. They've already dropped Han immediately. Oh, and Luke does get that shot to connect. Jonghai, but super low on HP.
Can't get the kill. And just off of that early kill onto Han on Belong, I mean, Wix has already done his job for the round, right? He's put pressure on Belong.
Right.
They can't rush into it. He's still got the trademark in Hookah. And now his job is just to make sure that he knows if they're coming in. Worst case, he can rendezvous back. The cooldown should be over when they make the entry. He can rendezvous back to Elbow.
Now, right now, it's just Wix over here. The only line of defense here up from Belong. If he can drop 1 or 2 players, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, he's just going to peek. The biggest thing is he can't overextend here. He can't greet it. Yeah, just needs to rendezvous. Good. Just keep elbow control for the retake.
Yeah, he's going to sit there with the shorty and wait for the rest of the team to try to come in. So it's going to be up to WGS, MARU Gaming to try to get a retake here on WGS. As a spike is planted outside. Oh, it does not get the connection. Big play by iReady as they're going to swoop through Elbow.
Yeah, this is big, just because you can tell MARU, they just wanted to double check if it was a fake or not. They're waiting for the retake. They're now here, but they've already lost control of Elbow.
All right, Chibab tries to come through, doesn't get that shot to connect, and it's shot down by iReady.
Oh,
wow.
I mean, they went for their one chance as we... Oh!
No way, is this actually happening? Goes for a fake, up on top of Tube, and just doesn't quite get the shots to connect. It looked like it wasn't close, and then it could not have been closer. The movement there from Nocji was really incredible. I love even going and traversing up on top of the tube and trying to come in at a weird angle.
Yeah, he was trying everything he could. You know, at the end of the day, he had the frenzy. He was kind of mid-jump. Things get a little dicey. I mean, good first kill, but Tasteless, that was one of those moments where there are times as a caster in Valorant where you're like, okay, there's not much time in between rounds. I want to try to break down what happened because we know this round is over. I started my thought and Noctu said, hold your horses. We're going down to a 1v1.
Yeah. Yeah, really impressive round. Obviously, the win's still there for WGS. So we go into round 2 now. Are we going to see any picks early on like we saw before?
I mean, MARU, I love what they're doing. They just go for the early smoke just to get orb control because they're on an eco. So you try to get whatever advantages you can. Get a couple early picks, great. But otherwise, let's get the orbs. Maybe we can take out 1 or 2 guns. On the flip side, WGS, they're going for very standard 3-man buy just so they can try to balance things out on their bonus.
Wix has a very, beat me to it. I was going to say Wix has a pretty surprising angle to come out here near Hookah, but B's just been cracked open. They're still going to use iReady to stay back here and try to draw some attention. Winning on both fronts, really.
Oof, they almost would have had the jump on iReady, but now they have to clear him out.
Oh, wow.
This is not pretty.
Yeah, and this round almost over before it started. Basically, a lot of fights lost individually over there. Again, an expected win here for WGS. And now we really need to see MARU Gaming step it up in this next game. They're going to have to hold here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fact that you're on defense, so there's nothing you can count on like plant money. Sure, you got 1 orb, but you didn't take away any of the Spectres, quite frankly. They had 2 members who didn't buy, so I think they would have recovered anywai, but you know, you just didn't do any damage. Now they can even out with a Bulldog. You have a Judge on Luke who's going to eventually go for that Operator the next round. MARU, I mean, you kind of have to win with a flawless almost here if you want to try to get ahead in this 3rd round on their buy round.
Yeah, they are going to try to poke up in through showers, and this is going to be a committed attack in. Oh, nice wall here with the Neon.
Oh, no, they let him through!
God, and you can see they just weren't ready in time there. Luke gets the drop on Anakji with the Judge, as it's just Zhonghai and Wix scrambling now from spawn, and they're not going to be able to stop the spike from being planted, and I don't think they're going to be able to get in here, at least not with any ease.
I mean, I know it hurts, but if you look at the long run, I think you need to save. So there's 2 options here for MARU. You save and you just try to do whatever you can with 2 rifles, slowly crawl back. Or if you're going to go for it, then you're insisting that you're completely ecoing the next round, and then you're gunning for round 5, which is a bit of a gamble.
Okay, yeah, nice job by Wix.
You can still go for a couple of these trades. Yeah, see, now you drew them in. You got at least 2. You know, I mean, they can obviously still buy up, but you keep 1 rifle. It's not the end of the world.
They're not going to pursue here, but, I mean, this is a real tempo lead now here for WGS.
Great entry by Han. You know, I just want to give it to him, the skill setup they had, and then his relay bolts, just to make sure that relay bolt, the intention was, I don't want to get shotgunned. I mean, I know it's their buy round, but I don't want to take any risks, so he clears out the close corners, puts up his fast lane, and then he goes deep. As long as he stays alive, his job is done because his teammates are coming in with him behind, and then he can clear out the backside, which, by the way, was fault lined on lamps. So an entire setup for Han to just clear out backside on A.
Yeah, insane entry there. And you can just see MARU Gaming lost control of the shower side of A so quickly, which allowed the other side to get pushed in with ease here. And so it's going to be another cheap round. Again, just Zhonghai here with, you know, the only decent gun. And so we want to watch carefully and see if he can get a pick or 2 to start things off, and he does not.
Oh, it's not going to be great. Backside's already pushed. Shower, he's just coming out godlike. We talked about him having to put up numbers.
Yeah, that was insane, the paint shells here. Just Wix scrambling from behind here. This is hard, but not impossible.
It's doable. Yeah. I mean, if there was ever a 1v2 you want, it's with a chamber, right? He's still got that headhunter, even if it's a save round. He's going to go for it because it's just a headhunter. If he dies, he still gets his ultimate. He picked up a Vandal. So now this is mega doable, Tasteless.
Yeah. But look at how far back they've hit in here. They're going to really force Wix to try to sweep as much as possible. And it's going to be, he's not seen anything. He doesn't even know if anybody's in showers yet. So it's going to be an uncomfortable defuse here. Oh, that was bungled pretty badly by iReady.
Oh, it just needs to play for time for Sylvan.
Okay, he can keep hiding. Paranoia. Dude, Sylvan.
Trustworthy Sylvan.
Yeah, very nicely done. And a 4th win on the board here. But I got to say, MARU Gaming definitely holding them to task here.
Yeah, and I want to give credit to WGS there on that last round in terms of they planted for shortened showers, and then because they knew it was a 2v1, they pushed together into the defender spawn. That way, if he happens to be coming around that way, it's still a 2v1 you can probably trade, but if not, he has to guess on so many factors. So a good post plant setup in that 2v1.
Okay, into round 5 we go. 4-0 so far as WGS is aiming to continue to streak this out. This round, weapon-wise, it's going to be pretty balanced. So MARU Gaming, they need to leverage their position as well as they possibly can.
Now, one thing we want to note here in round 5 is they've always rushed showers every round here for WGS. They finally slow it down. There's 2 reasons. One, obviously you want to change up your tempo. But 2, you have that tour de force and the showstopper on the other side. You don't want to be clumped up. You don't want to get an early pick over to MARU. But now that means the coming round for MARU Gaming, you start having to think again. And they don't have a lot of util to get information. They don't have an informational initiator here for MARU Gaming.
Yeah, so it's going to be hard to really poke out and get an idea of what's going on. Now, they confirmed that there was one up here in B long. Shot fired, rendezvous back. And it's still a double stack over here on a B. Han once again going to try to come in here. And thinks twice, actually. I think a smart move there with that smoke coming down.
Yeah, with the smoke, and then you hear the trademark being planted as well, or at least something.
You can try to basically bleed out some of that utility from the other side. I mean, you still have, not that much time on the clock here. Are they going to try to come in through teleporter, up through showers? Yes, they are.
Yeah, they already have control of showers, so you know you can get up to the site, but moves.
Oh, I don't know if they're going to have enough time. 15 seconds remaining here.
Yeah, this was a bit of a long gamble, and the showstopper.
Oh, this is pretty good. They actually might want to just go for... No, they can't.
I mean, they'll still go for the plant. Here's the thing. They can still buy next round.
He gets the plant.
He gets the plant. That's huge.
Sylvan drops moves.
I mean, MARU Gaming, if you lose this round...
Yeah, then I don't know if you can stop the combo from going on here. Okay, Zhonghai gets some work done. It's still Han remaining here. Oh, gets one.
The slide out.
Still a lot of time on the clock. Oh! So close.
I mean, you had to stop the bleeding no matter what it cost. MARU Gaming, they finally stop it. But here was the thing. WGS, now they did run the clock down. Again, I think they were a little overly scared of the tour de force and showstopper. But the plan was, we have cred. As long as we can get the plant and go for some sort of post plant, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
So they avoid the tour de force. They're somehow able to break in away from that showstopper without losing their members. And then they even out into a 3v3. They still take away so many rifles from MARU Gaming.
It's true. It's true. It's been MARU Gaming, having to have some very frugal rounds here, and they finally won with one of them, but
you still have 2. Yeah, you still have 2 half armors, right? I mean, that's the damage that's done by WGS. And then if MARU loses here again, they reset their loss streak, so they don't have enough creds again.
Whoa,
okay.
Han is just going for it.
That's a little more utility than he bargained for.
All right, we see a push out, and it completely backfires. Godlike dropping 2. They don't have to commit here either. Now, they are going to have Wix come around and try to check from the side here, and this could be an amazing drop.
Yeah, they're aware of it on both sides. Wix, I like it. Being cautious, draws him in!
Beautifully done there by Wix. They tried to rush him down, and it backfired.
Oh,
and then the play.
So, in case you missed it, Shibov literally sprints 1 step with his sprint on just to draw attention to belong so Wix can peek back out.
That's so cool. I mean, as long as you get their crosshair in the wrong place, right?
Yeah.
It's going to work.
That's all you need.
Excellent teamwork there. As we're seeing, MARU Gaming fight back a lot better as the game's gone on.
So funny to see the blast pack just still on the door when it opens up.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The push out onto Godlike, I think, was warranted, right? You had a teammate coming in from the TP. You had already cleared out window. Unfortunately, Godlike swings on both of them. But at the end of the day, Wix making the power play, pushing out of B-Long. WGS still has the Rolling Thunder, by the way. Haven't used it.
Right, and they are going to be committing up in here.
Zhonghai's not hit.
Yeah, but it looks like we managed to get Han to just break through. They're not going to be clear where he's at. Sylvan.
Sylvan?
Oh, my
Sylvan!
God! What? That's insane.
How?
He like saw both of them in 2 different angles and still kept control of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, this was a case where while we saw him swing, it was as if he shot in 2 different directions at the same time. I mean, sure, he had the information, but the accuracy to swing exactly when he expects him to peak. Oh, ace!
Gets the ace. Yeah, that's right. I guess he got them all. Sylvan pumps that win up again. It's 5-2.
Here's the thing. Zhonghai was so good in that round trying to hold. He doesn't get it by the Rolling Thunder. He sees Han push through, so he gives the information to Chibab, who wins that 1v1 going in to that link. And then Zhonghai's able to hold, and yet Sylvan just clears the entire site, says, Han, you've done your job. You've gone deep.
Yeah.
Now let me do the killing.
Yeah, I mean, tough
Massive.
angles there. MARU Gaming calls for a timeout there. And I got to say, dude, I mean, this has been a very tough series so far for MARU Gaming. They've lost rounds like, round 3 where you kind of think on paper if you're an even team, you should be able to do this. You should be able to make this work. And then they've had, the wins that they've gotten have been so close. It's been really clutch play by one player often. And it seems to me like, although we do have some brilliant plays from MARU Gaming, WGS is just bigger, faster, stronger. We're on Bind. This is their map.
Yes.
And, the way that they've been able to rotate into different positions on the map, we saw concentration on showers for 2 or 3 rounds in a row, and then they go back and neglect it entirely.
And Sylvan's parents, of course, here for every single match, by the way.
So cool.
And they're always cheering their son on, and, I mean, here's why. Look at this guy. He got the call that he was in Cubby, and then he swings for Defender's Link because he knows that they're going to try to come out for a double P. This is just excellent individual awareness and just good, really practice, right? It's really just habit for him to check both angles.
They're going to push all the way down.
Oh my god, they invested the Rolling Thunder too. They're just chasing them down.
Well, A is naked, so they can just run in there and plant. It's a bit of a coin flip. Godlike going to be holding caves, by the way. This could be a surprise angle. They should hear them coming up now.
Yeah, but it's Neon, so he's going, yep. Oh, Sylvan!
Yeah, Sylvan was actually all the way in the back. Now, Sylvan could end up getting hit from behind here. Noctu's going to creep up. Oh, I guess he's actually behind on the other side of the box.
Well, this is a battle between Sylvan and Noctu, really, because both teams are aware that they need to make sure their flanks are cleared.
Yeah, if Sylvan can hold this out.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
He's
no.
so good.
Here's the thing. MARU Gaming, that was their plan after the timeout, which is fine. I think it was a little telegraphed, because after a timeout, you expect something crazy to happen.
Something's going to come, right?
Yeah, some set play you've predicted.
Well said.
But the thing is for MARU Gaming, they were like, okay, well, if we invest all these ultimates and get 1 kill, then even if we have to wrap around, it's a 5v4. But they don't get anyone, because WGS is entirely prepared. We didn't get to talk about it in the moment, because it started so fast. But WGS, they all hang back. And it's usually going to be short if you're seeing an aggressive push. Oh, devastating. Sylvan, 14-3-1, by the way.
Cobra, I like what you said, that was a little bit telegraphed, right? You're kind of expecting something that's going to be a bit of a mix-up. Now, again, it can be a bit of a coin flip strat. If they're all on hookah, you're going to get the surprise. But if it doesn't, I mean, probably the most chaotic round we've had so far. By the way, extremely conservative movement here from WGS. Spike left back at home. They're basically waiting for a pick. They're waiting for somebody to try to come out and get information and drop them, and then decide later, okay, where are we actually going to put the spike at?
Now, I have to go back as we're looking at a bit of a slower round. Of course, MARU on another half-buy, not even situation, kind of a mixed buy here. As I already went to another duel. But what I just want to mention is MARU Gaming hasn't really shown what they've prepared. You decide to choose defender side first because this was WGS's map pick. And then your composition is so attack-oriented, it cannot get enough information at the beginning of the round when you're on defense. What was the idea here? I mean, if you wanted to aggress every round, you got to make it work, but now they're scared. They've never been able to get a full buy, really, except for 2 rounds so far in the first half.
Okay, they're going to plant here now. Zhonghai taking out Han there with the judge. Already fights back, getting his revenge. Now,
ready.
In the south here, Noctu's going to creep up. U-Haul is vacant right now.
Yeah, both teams a little wary of that part of the map, but Nocchi, he needs to be able to peek for his teammates.
Already does it again. Keeps getting these kills.
Nocchi versus moves. We're not seeing it on screen, but or Godlike, sorry.
Oh, hold on. Showstopper out. Looks to showers.
Oh!
Yep, gets him. Nicely done.
I already thought he was just far enough, but not quite.
It's a nice round here. It's going to be a third win. They're halfway there to tying this up.
Man, I mean, listen, I gotta imagine that I'm holding out hope that MARU has more to show on the attacker side. But to do that, especially on bind, which can get a little tricky if you're not able to break through on attack, well, that sounded pretty obvious, but I'll expand on that later. They need to get at least one more round. If they end at 9-3, I think they're on such a back foot.
I agree.
Once the sides switch, it's so reliant on that pistol round. So you want to get at least 4 rounds here. Even though it's bind, generally you want a better defender's half. We'll see. We'll see what they've cooked up.
Triple stack over here to defend on the B site. 2 probing into the showers right now over on A. And right now, WGS is mostly stacked here in the middle, really trying to take their time. They're basically betting on a lurk.
Yeah, I mean, they know, for one, MARU likes to aggress. 2, it's another tour de force round, so they don't want to give an early peek and get stuck with that slow field. So I like what WGS is doing. Now, the only thing I wish they had done a little bit more of is force a little bit more utility and information out with their own off of either B-Long or showers. I mean, you have the Sky. Now, we saw it on B-Long earlier. And now he's switched over to showers. So this means MARU needs to stay split. Well, as long as I already stays alive. If he dies here, that's... Yeah, there we go. He's just going to check. He says, okay, we do have members in showers. So now you know they're not stacked.
Oh! He does it!
The read! Because usually if there's more than one, they would have pushed off with the guiding light. So Chibob just says this has to be just a Sky. Oh, Sylvan?
Things wicks out. Over here at Luke. Well, it's a bit of a trade.
Well, now both sides are very confused on who's where.
Yeah. There's been a lot of action on either side here. Now, Chibob is about to have the neon duel over here.
Oh!
Okay, can he meet him on the other side of showers?
He just needs to stop the plant.
Oh, Sylvan's too good.
Sylvan's such a wall, man. Just can't get through him.
All right, it's moves. Hiding over here in U-Haul. And he gets the kill. He's going to go back.
Breach 1v1.
Godlike.
They both have flashes.
You know, there's so much time on the clock. It's probably going to come down to the duel here.
Godlike. Ooh, just waiting for him to push through.
Oh! Nice spy moves. They're going to get that 4th win just in the nick of time.
Whew. Well, they got the bare minimum, I would say, that they needed. At the very end there, props to Moves, he waits for Godlike to use his utility first. Yeah. Because if Moves had still had his Aftershock, he would have used it very easily, but he waits. He doesn't want to use all of his utility first. He waits for the flash, and he expects him to swing off of it. So he dodges it, and then he winds peaks off of that one to showers to win that duel. But, I mean, overall, I would say the biggest thing here was Chibob getting 1 kill on the Sky and then still holding, you know, the teleporter. That's what allowed this to come down to this 1v1. I mean, look at him, and then he swings out. Jiggle peek and then swing. Just good discipline there in a 1v1.
Technical pause. Interesting. Curious who's actually having the issue here. So MARU Gaming gets that 4th win you were talking about, Shobra. It does seem like as the first half began to stretch out to the final couple rounds here, MARU Gaming has been able to hold their own.
Yeah. I mean, they're slowly coming alive, and fan cheering on MARU Gaming with the characters from Jangu. I don't know them.
Great.
This is crazy. This is actually so good.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Chamber's already a very sharp-looking dude, but he looks even sharper at that painting.
He's got better cheekbones in that painting.
Oh, I just saw in the crowd, they had another one for Luke with Reyna, the 2 agents he plays.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see that.
Catch that probably next time.
That's crazy. All right, a good check on the B-Long. Just very standard default setup here from WGS. They're trading out a lot of utility. Oh, the peek off of the Boombot!
Han, so good. Looks like they are going to commit over here.
Oh, and Sylvan's checking in sight. Oh, Moose hit right from that. Really good read from him.
All right, Chibob can't find a target right now. Whoa! Missed the shot, hit somebody through the wall.
Wow.
I don't know that WGS is going to pull this one off. Only Godlike and Han remaining here.
I mean, they're in the site, but they don't feel good planting. They're trying to bait out at least one more kill. At a certain point, they're just going to have to stick the plant, which they will get if they stick it. But they know that they can't have a good post plant here. And look at this. MARU says, I mean, plant if you want. We've got someone lurking.
Yeah.
You know, no big deal.
Okay, 30 more seconds. This plant is going to complete.
All right, so they know one's on site. They know one was elbow. Oh, just
Nicely done.
Chiba was actually pretty slow on that, too. He just walks out. He's like, oh, there he is. I mean, Tasteless, I got to say, incredible recovery of this first half from MARU Gaming. You know, this was the first round they actually bought an op. They had to rely on the tour de force two times before. Their economy was in shambles. They finally stabilized. If they go 6-6, depending on what they've prepared on attack, WGS, they're going to have to step biting their nails like Godlike is right now.
I think you could be right about that. It's funny how one-sided this started out, but, you know, the second half of this first map, or the first half, I should say, it's like a terrible way to say it. The second half of the first half, it's been MARU Gaming just coming back again, and again. WGS calls for that timeout. And, you know, obviously it's going to be about this final round. How do they want to play it? It does seem like they were so in control of this, and eventually when MARU Gaming was able to recover financially and not even just so much get the guns, but get the utility.
Yes.
They were able to have that kind of coordination to control this and honestly do a lot of really good retakes. Almost all of the MARU wins here have not been that one-sided. I guess that last round was, but a lot of them have been super clutch.
Yeah, well, we talked about how they were barely eking out wins, but that little strand of hope is really what able to allow them to kind of stabilize, and then Chibab started being able to push out a little bit smoother with his utility along with moves setting up for him with the fault line. Just really good timing reads off of the utility. I think they're starting to get into Godlike's head, right, in terms of where he's trying to fish for information. Now, this round, the timeout, they just really want to get 7-5 for WGS. They want to make sure they have an advantage going to the second half. The biggest thing they have to work with are the Seekers from iReady. Now, there's two choices. You can try to use this for a fake, right? Push it to be long, fish out for utility, send it while you have your teammates rotating. But I think at the end of the day, really what you want to do is just check. If they all three go into sight, then you rotate. If not, you push in. You know you have the numbers advantage. Their choice is going to be A.
It's going to be a 4-stack on A for now here on the defender's
MARU
side.
has a read on this.
Yeah, they've sensed it.
This is it's a pretty strong read and a very aggressive position from Wix. Kind of hard to expect. And Shiba's watching the cross for him too. Huge. Oh,
Sylvan is insane. He's like hopping with a Vandal and lands and kills him. That's crazy.
Oh, and Sylvan's pushed out. Now they haven't come out of showers though.
Yeah.
They're locked in. Sylvan has to open this up for his teammates. Sylvan,
Well,
okay.
He starts it, but not that much left right now. This is getting so close.
How did this end up in a 1v1?
Nakshi clutches it. That's going to be it for the first half. Dead even 6-6. Wow.
That round, every step of the way, that round was not supposed to end in a 1v1, all right? Every step of the way. Chibab's first kill, not supposed to end in a 1v1. And then Sylvan counters, not supposed to end in a 1v1.
That's crazy. What a dramatic first half this turned out to be. Again, guys, this is the WGS map pick here. And they've had extremely strong performances on this map, but now it looks like anything's possible.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, neither team able to really get a monopoly. The very beginning, WGS gets 4 rounds in a row, and then they trade 2 and 2, and then MARU finishes with 4 rounds in a row. And I think the biggest thing is like I said, I hate to put it this way, but they kind of bring out the worst in each other because they're both teams that like to aggress. So once one team starts really pushing the buttons, the other team starts to say, okay, let's just go for these duels. Let's go in, dump all your utility. And both teams have cleaned up their utility, but it's all like kind of invested into one fight. You know what I mean? They're not really going for the macro plays. And at that point, it's whoever, again, makes less mistakes.
Pistol round going to be extremely important here.
Huge.
Let's not forget that WGS, I mean, they won, what, the first 4 rounds in a row.
Yes.
And then MARU Gaming came back and really put the pressure on. And that's insane to go 0-4 and then tie it up 6-6.
I mean, MARU Gaming, props to them, no matter how you did it. There was a fan cheering for WGS earlier. Oh no, that guy on the left going to his mandatory military service in 2 days, so he wishes MARU Gaming
will... he already got the haircut.
Yeah, he wishes MARU would give him a win as a present before he goes into military service.
Well,
You'll do well, sir.
That.
You'll do well, sir. Everyone comes back just fine.
That's right.
Incredible shot from Sylvan, and the awareness to jump as he peeks onto that bench. I mean, that was one of the changes on Bind a while back to allow another angle, and Sylvan takes full use of it.
Okay, we're ready to go into the second half now.
It was just, in case you're wondering, I don't know who it was. Someone was like, "Don't worry, we still won," and which is like, "Yeah, but," and then we didn't hear the rest of it.
They might have had to cut it out.
Well, he got picked off in the beginning. Oh, fault line set up for showers deep.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Neon Wall going to come up here as they're going to push onto the other side of A. Up into U-Haul. Chibop gets one, and he does not get two. Han fights back, but only at 22 HP here.
Yeah,
U-Haul softened up. He's going to have to back up.
Oh, Nachi go on the hunt. Almost tries to get him at the end. Mission accomplished for MARU Gaming. That whole thing was just to trap them in lamps and go for the plant. But it is a 4v4. Anything's possible.
Okay. They're going to try to come around here. Losing control, U-Haul. Hold on, Nakji still fights back and controls it nicely.
The blind.
Nakji.
This ghost upgrade. Oh!
Yeah, Godlike at an angle that was just a bit closer than I think he was expecting. And so that first win is once again going to go right back to WGS here. They have another strong start.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, that at the very end, you see Nakji. He has the ghost, so he wants to go for a longer range. He doesn't want to get right click, so he tries to peek wider, and Godlike just has the read on him, and the timing too advantageous for Godlike there. Nakji not able to stabilize. But,
see they run in here, just clear this out nicely.
But I like the idea from WGS. They know that they have to at least pressure lamps again, and during that, while they draw out attention to lamps, we saw Godlike pressure truck right onto the spike. So a good retake.
Okay. Oh, that shot does not connect.
It scratched him up, but doesn't get the kill. That armor really coming into play here. Of course, MARU. They go for the 4-spy off of that plant.
Oh, MARU Gaming's fighting back so well.
It's paying off. I mean, listen, these days you get the plant, you really got to consider the 4-spy, because if you get the plant and you 4-spy and then you rush, it's going to be a 5v2 or 5v3. The team that won on defense, they're not going to stack 5 with Spectres. Now, everyone is low. Oh,
Sylvan. You know, if anybody could have done it, it would have been him. It's 7-7 here. I like what you were saying, Trevor, with the 4-spy. Yeah, you're right. I mean, unless we get into a new weird meta where, like, you know, the 4-spy is expected and then people do 5 stacks in spots, it's like, well, we'll deal with that when we get there. But, yeah, I mean, to just kind of come in here and do a ground and pound and retake that is going to give them back that tempo advantage now. And so it's going to be a WGS here. Broke.
Yeah, I mean, this is where it feels bad, right? You're the one who won, but you get defeated on the 4-spy. Now you're the one a step behind. And MARU needed this, I think. They need to try to start the snowball and delay the operator, by the way.
Okay, so he's going to back up. Wix peering down towards Hookah. Looks like Chibop might just be darting in. At least they're going to get the orb first.
I like it. I mean, make sure you don't give up both orbs. You already had to give up pressure on showers. Try to take away any advantages that WGS might want to eke out here on an eco.
You know, the Brimstone as well, if they can just get a position here and then get that ulti, you know, it's...
Yeah,
it's so hard to, ever, you know, get the spike defused again.
Oh,
you can... Wow.
Wait, Shibon? And Luke wins the chamber duel?
Yeah, it's like they're all just winning with the worst guns.
Now, importantly, I already couldn't pick up the Spectre, so they're able to still break through the site for now.
Now, they don't have the spike over there planted just yet.
Okay.
And they could actually set up to go through teleporters here.
Yes, that's what they were doing. They had considered moves. We saw his movement trying to follow his teammate in. Junghai makes the call of, no, let's wait until Nakji's cleared A site, and then you go plant. Nakji's already so deep, and Junghai's on B. They need to take care of him somehow.
Okay, Nakji's right here.
Oh.
Gets that closer, throws the paint shells. The spike's going to be planted with a little bit of time left here. They're going to send
I mean,
They're going to
Han's,
send the Brimstone right back through teleporter here. And I mean, this is so hard here for Han.
yeah, and Junghai, excellent call and excellent hold. Getting that one kill on B meant WGS had to hesitate. Now Han's in no man's land. I mean, of course, you know, it's an eco, so he'll try. But quite frankly, here's the thing. Taking away these weapons doesn't really mean anything for MARU. They're going to buy up the next round. So I think there's a consideration for not allowing Junghai to get this kill and get his ult orbs. I mean, if you can get a pick on someone else, maybe, but...
Yeah, get a drop. Whoa.
Okay.
Weird angle. Han does get that kill there. But that's going to be it. Right now, MARU Gaming going up to that 8th win here. Nice round, by the way.
Yeah, and MARU Gaming, they got everything they wanted from that round. Sure, they give away one extra kill to Han. He's only one. He actually, I think, gets his ult now because he died at the end as well. But aside from that, Junghai gets 1 point closer to his ultimate. Everyone else was already full. You know, they were saving up their weaponry from the 4 spy. They get the round win. All things are gravy here for MARU Gaming.
Yeah, beautifully done. Can they keep this momentum going? We do see WGS buying hard right now. Phantoms and Vandals. Whoa, Han. Almost didn't even catch what happened there.
Yeah, just sprays right through the smoke. Oh, and he uses that just to clear showers because he's hoping Nakji will clear the site, but Nakji wants to pinch showers.
Does not connect.
Uh-oh. They swapped positions, by the way, over at showers. Oh, Moves was still wiser.
All right, WGS stuck on the backside of the site here. Luke gonna try to push through. Moves in showers is dropped by iReady.
I mean, this is just a fast push in. And this is what, I mean, this is what they wanted, right? You have the double duelist. You have a Neon who can really pressure one side, be long or showers on their own, and then Nakji can either pressure the other site or break in and go for the pinch, like we just saw with the showstopper. So overall, I mean, by the way, that pinch was a little messy, especially with the paranoia. The comms seemed to have been a little bit mixed up there for MARU Gaming. You know, they heard the flank there for Godlike, so trying to fish for that. But at the end of the day, it works out. The idea's there. The execution wasn't the cleanest that we've seen, but the Rolling Thunder to clear that out and try to get whoever's exiting with the showstopper, idea is good. They get the round win. And still no operator for WGS. Now, we do have the tour de force, but unless he gets, you know, pretty much all the kills and they win the round, he's not going to be able to afford the operator this next round. So there's quite a bit. Actually, no, he will be able to because they have the loss streak going. So if he gets 1 kill, you know, saves up everything else, he might be able to afford it. But this is rough. You want that op to shut down one side of the map,
Yeah.
Tasteless.
I wish I could hear what WGS was saying right now. I'd be so curious because, you know, after such a strong showing here, you know, at one point in time, 5-1 here in this game, and now MARU Gaming is getting more and more in control. This round, they can't do that much, right? I mean, we see some sheriffs that are bought here. Granted, we do occasionally in Korea see these sheriff rounds where they just get the picks at a great distance. This is WGS's map as well. They picked Bind, and they, you know, really performed amazingly in the past here, but now MARU Gaming is king.
Yeah, MARU's looking stronger.
I'm loving the artwork that the fans are bringing down here. This is so
much
fun.
Yeah, we almost saw your entire conversation history there. Watch out for showing yourself on the screen.
Yeah, I know. So somebody shows art on their phone, and then their text starts showing up. I'm like, oh no.
Their mom's like calling. They're like, where are you?
Where are you? You're not at that Valorant event, are you?
I gave you money to go to that academy to learn something else. Where are you? What would be great is if someone showed their phone and we see a parent text and they're like, I see you.
I see you. Check Twitch chat. I'm trying to communicate with you there. Quick recap of that last round. Again, a great series so far, by the way. We, you know, really had our fingers crossed this would be as close as we expected it to be, and so far it really is.
I mean, you know, it can be messy at times, but sometimes this is exciting for the viewers. I'm sure it's very blood-boiling for the players, but...
Yeah.
Oh, a good guiding light.
Ooh, Chibub's coming up.
He's used all his flashes. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I already got so scared. That was his teammates, so he's just going to eat it just to try to get being
more and more aggro here.
I mean, they know that they have the better guns.
Okay.
Site's clear. I mean, I love it from MARU. As soon as you see both guiding lights come out and you take out the sky, you're like, okay, no one else can really stop us here.
Yeah. And, you know, it's just his 3-stack here for WGS. Stuck in the back by Elbow.
The real reason MARU is able to aggress this hard is with the guiding lights, they didn't see the tour de force, and they didn't hear rendezvous. So they know it's not B, and that's the only thing that could have really ruined their plan. So they push in.
Ooh.
Now they know where he is.
Right, Wicks keeping him locked out. Moves here to
the
stun.
line,
This is like such a good setup, man.
No, they'll just peek on that. Don't see anyone.
Yeah, rendezvous back.
Oh, whoa, whoa!
Could have been an insane moment there. We almost see all of WGS kill the team off. But in the end, the spike will go off. It'll be the 10th point on the board right now. And I'm sure that WGS can probably get a round or two in here. But at the same time, I mean, it's like MARU Gaming was losing in the very first part of the first half, and then they've been winning ever since.
They were losing until they weren't, Tasteless.
Until they weren't, and it never stopped. And now it's...
I mean, you're right. They gave up the pistol, but they got 4 rounds in a row before the first half ended, and then they lose the pistol, they get the force buy, and they're on a 4-round win streak again. I mean, WGS, if you want to get back, you have to start now, because otherwise MARU's at least getting match points.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice
just
job,
the speed.
Chibab. Yeah, Chibab is becoming more and more aggressive, and it's actually working more and more each round.
A bit of a gap in that smoke, so just sends that out.
They're going to seesaw right back over here into B.
Yeah, Wicks was already in sight. And I love this. So MARU, they're starting to figure out their own color a bit more. They've really grown into this aggressive team, in fact, getting more aggressive than WGS now. But instead of always stacking 5, they say, all right, always go on the lurk. We've got that chamber. Go for a pick on the other side. Gets the read on that one.
Yeah, good lurk there.
I mean, they know he's still in there. But as I was saying, they always go and then they say, okay, well, it's bind. We can always rotate quickly with the teleporter. If you clear the site, let's just go. And it's been worked out, what, 2-3 times here in the second half. Good attacker's prep from MARU Gaming. A wise save, because here's the thing, WGS, if you don't save these rifles, it's automatically match point for MARU.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple more free rounds in there if they don't save here. Next round going to be pivotal here for WGS, because if they can't, with the weapons they already saved, do something. Unless it's going to be another save after this, I just don't think it's going to be possible. By the way, MARU Gaming really...
Oh, okay, they save their guns.
Okay,
MARU doesn't mind.
Again, though, man, like, if they can't recover here, I just don't know what to say.
Well, yeah, if they don't get this next round, it's match point. And then, you know, even if they win 1 round or 2, I mean, they can't really claw back. I think you need to win this next round. Here's the thing. You go for, you know, a Paranoia, the Neon's already through, and then there's so much dueling capability on the side of MARU. They can't fish for information like a Sky would, but they have the Breach, they have the Relay Bolt, they have the Boom Bot. They can always get the duels they want. Again, 4-stack on B, and then you've got Wicks on A.
I love the smoke. That is so cute
oh
from MARU Gaming.
God.
They all just hide in the smoke so that when the flash comes out, it's like, well, they don't get the right information, so then they can pop out of the smoke and just kill him. That's crazy.
Really
Great
good
setup.
call. Really good call from you. I was talking about the grand scheme of things, but you got the key point there. And then they send them through teleport because shower's already clear.
Yeah, the overreaction here from WGS to panic recover B is now being punished here as A is barren, with the exception of Sylvan, who's not finding any targets down that hall.
Oh, and he loses.
Dropped, killed by Wicks.
I mean, he didn't have a way out, so he needed to stay alive, and he just cannot. It's going to match point.
God.
And here's the thing, Tasteless. MARU is actually using WGS's comfort of mind against them. One of the best things that WGS used to do was Han would provide such fast backup on that Neon. So as soon as they strike a site, Han rotates. It's just Sylvan over on A. Everyone else starts rotating because they know that they're pushing through footsteps everywhere. And then they just say, oh, Wicks is already in showers? Let's just rotate.
Yeah,
classic.
just take that.
Textbook bind, but this smoke, like you said, we've seen it a couple times, but for them to use it on a round to get to match point is an excellent call from Junghai. And they knew that's the only thing that WGS had.
It does seem like MARU Gaming has really taken advantage of the fact there is no mid on this and really forced WGS to over-defend, and then they get out of position every time.
I mean, classic bind moves being used against him.
All right, Chibab with laser fingers coming through.
Oh, he hasn't cleared sight.
Yeah, Tube is still covered here.
Okay, they've stabilized, but once again, it's just Oh?
Yeah, they're going to go through showers again here.
Yeah, because again, there's no one in sight on A.
Well, WGS is having a better round than the last couple.
Oh.
Well, not anymore. Nakji clears out U-Haul.
This is heartbreaking to watch. It's not over, but it's heartbreaking just because the same mistake happens again.
Okay, now the showstopper, you have a very good angle over here in Hall.
Yeah, you're just buying time.
Okay.
Just keeping them at bay.
Connections there.
Yeah, but you've got that trademark on the flank. You've got one in showers. You know where they're coming from.
Oh, good hop away, too.
Yeah, not just buying time. He's just drawing them in.
Okay, he's dropped, though.
All right, Jungai's going to rotate over to showers. Or short, sorry.
Okay, rendezvous back into
and
showers.
Wix rotates to showers. What a play!
That was insane, man. All right, that's
There's
it.
no time.
That's it. GG. 13-7 is how we end this story.
Oh my, can I just say, that setup at the end.
That was sick.
To empty showers and then make it look as if you're stacking two, and then Wix teleports back. Even if he doesn't win that duel,
Yeah.
they still have to check showers again.
Yeah.
What a rendezvous setup.
And basically, they just utilized how much time was left on the spike in such a way where there was just going to be too much to clear, nobody overextending. From the showstopper to the paint shells, to the rendezvous there at the end. Brilliant stuff.
I mean, just incredible. Just incredible. Really, really great plays from MARU in that attacker's half. And while, you might think, while we get to watch the minimap, we've seen so many different games, and as a fan, you might say, well, this is pretty straightforward bind play, right? Yes, it is. But the thing is they've studied how WGS used to play.
Yeah.
And they use it against them. They say, oh, they always go for the fast backup with Neon. Let's use that timing to instantly push both sites and then teleport. And it works 4 times, I think, in the second half.
I'm starting to feel like this could be a 2-0. Just seeing how MARU Gaming played that so extremely well. By the way, I love that Brimstone smoke by Fountain.
So good.
That they all stack in there at.
Which we saw it last stage for Holy Moly when they were going
Yeah.
for B rushes like every round. But for them to use it, they haven't. Maru's never used that on Bind. And then they don't use it the entire second half until they need to get to match point.
Yeah, because it's not just that's a good idea. It's that's a good idea in that specific round. You're going to end up loosening up the defenses on the B side.
It's when you use it. I mean, look,
Yeah.
at a certain point, everyone shares the same strats, but it comes down to when you use it and how do you condition your enemy. And you condition them to always check with the guiding light because that's the compositional advantage that WGS had. And then you hide information on the most crucial round to get to match point. And then an excellent post-plant setup with the rendezvous here from MARU Gaming. I told you that I wanted to see what they had prepared on attacker's side. Somehow they stabilized 6-6 on the first half, and then they show us what they prepped. Works excellently.
Beautiful game, man. So, MARU Gaming, 13-7. WGS, let's not forget, like 5 of their round wins were early on in the first half.
Yes.
Isn't that funny?
Yes.
And then suddenly MARU Gaming, they found their footing and they just started to streak that out.
WGS only got 1 round in the second half, the pistol.
And the aggro on the attacker's side, bending the rules of the game almost, like the way we understand how you can get into it. They get in so fast.
Yeah, that's the thing about Neon. They can usually overcome that initial utility that comes out to slow a push, right?
Yeah.
Sylvan, he performed so well, but we saw even his timing on things like the Paranoia or the Smoke. Shibob's already through. He breaks into sight. If he gets 1 kill, his teammates are going to cover him for the rest of it. And quite frankly, Shibob, his aim really started to come alive a later part of the first half. He's able to win most of his duels. Excellent showing from MARU Gaming here.
All right, guys, we're going to go to a break, but when we return, WGS versus MARU Gaming continues on with Game 2 in this best of 3.
They went for their 1 chance as we... Oh! Gonna be great. Backside's already pushed. Shower, I like it, being cautious, draws him in!
You trying to rush him down and it backfired.
Oh,
and then the flying Honda just break through. They're not going to be clear where he's at. Sylvan? Oh my
Sylvan!
What?
Expects him to peek. Oh, ace!
Gets the ace.
Oh!
He does it right now.
Whoa!
Kills him? That's crazy.
Oh, and Sylvan's pushed out. Now they haven't come out of shower. Teammates. Sylvan, you ever go for a pick on the other side, Or short, sorry.
Oh,
and Wicks rotates the showers. What a play!
It was insane, man. All right, that's
There's
it.
no time.
That's it. GG. Valorant Challengers Korea returns. So far, a 1-0 lead here for MARU Gaming. WGS losing on the map of their choice, and honestly, it's kind of crazy how it went down. It was several round wins in a row for WGS, and then MARU Gaming nearly streaked it all the way to 13.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, MARU Gaming, we talked about, okay, well, you pick the scomp. Presumably you have some stuff prepped on attack. How well can you hold on a defense? I mean, it looked like it was going to run away in the beginning, but they were able to claw back. They make it a 6-6 first half, which is really great considering how things started. And then they went out, and I just want to mention, I was looking at the replays, and I was like, yeah, I actually remember so many moments where we were yelling Sylvan's name. I'm like, how did they lose? And then I looked at the score again. Sylvan was actually the highest scoring player in that game.
Sylvan did the most work in that game.
Yeah, he had the most kills at 22. He had the highest ACS at 302. But it just wasn't enough because...
Well, until they can start cloning Sylvan, I don't know what else to say. You know, the rest of the team has to start delivering the way that he's doing.
I got a question.
Yeah.
If you could clone Han and Sylvan, do you take 2 Hans and 3 Sylvans, or 2 Sylvans and 3 Hans?
You take 2 Sylvans, 2 Hans, and then you take the DNA of the Han and the Sylvan, you mix them together to make Hilvin. to make Hilvin. And, you know,
Hilvin, there you
see
go.
that. And if that works out, then you get rid of the Sylvans and the Hans, and you make just Hilvins.
Oh, that's
Hilvins,
that's
right?
the guinea pig. That's the guinea pig.
That clone might come out looking like Island of Dr. Moreau, like those monsters, but... To answer your question, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, well, wow, you were one step ahead of me, man. You were one step. Why balance it out when you can mix them together?
You just mix them together, dude. What are we doing?
Clearly, you have a better experience with DNA as well.
That's right. I'm good at breeding Pokemon, man. So, honestly,
yes,
I know that most of the opening of the show was like, man, this is probably going to be so close. And I thought, especially with the map order, that would be true as well. Now I'm walking it back. I think that MARU Gaming could just continue to wreck face here.
This is where MARU Gaming gets 13-0'd, and you're like, well, I know I talked
about WGS is going to win.
No, but I can see what you're saying. I think the prep that MARU Gaming showed really proved that they came, with a lot of practice, and they had a read on WGS. Again, it wasn't anything super crazy. It's not anything like brand new in terms of how to play bind.
Right.
But they figured out what WGS was comfortable with. Now, we've seen this at Masters, and we've seen it a couple times here in Korea as well. Oftentimes, these days, the team that picks the map loses because they kind of just go with the status quo. And the other team comes prepared. So we'll have to see. But for now, Chibop taking the MVP with 4 votes. I'm the one who voted for Junghai. I just thought a lot of his calls were good. A couple of the smokes.
It wasn't a bad call either. I mean, there was a lot of great performances. Nocchi actually played very well, too.
Yes, Nocchi actually got the most kills for MARU. But I would say Chibop was the one who was really opening up sites, right? Nocchi was the one kind of cleaning up, going in when he has a showstopper, but otherwise leaving it up to that Neon. And this is why Neon's so good right now, is because she has her own relay bolts. A couple fans cheering for, okay.
All right.
A little dance there for Chibop. Of course, Chibop short for chicken and rice here in Korea. So I don't know if they're really cheering for the player or chicken and rice, because chicken and rice is great.
Yeah, chicken rice is pretty good. I'm getting a little bit hungry here. Yeah, that's the thing with the Korean language, is that they like to combo words together to make a bigger word.
Yeah, you thought America was all about acronyms like LOL and FYI. Wait till you come to Korea, man.
And I remember when I first moved here, I was working for a different company at the time, but they kept trying to put in English 2 comboed English words together, and I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't work. They're like fun and vacation. Funcation.
Yeah,
I'm like,
funcation.
that doesn't mean anything. That's
oh man,
it's not gonna work. Anyways, Chibop. Excellent player. Not surprised to see the signs in the audience. In this next map, man, it's Haven. It's MARU Gaming's pick. Now, we didn't have as strong of feelings about Haven with MARU Gaming, other than that they're pretty good on the map. But honestly, I thought WGS would be so much more dominant that, I don't know, I'm worried that if WGS can't start to really get on top of their play, they're going to get wrecked here.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what it comes down to. Now, WGS... They've kind of hopped around their picks here on Haven quite a few times. Han now stabilizing as that chamber, and Godlike's been picking up the Jet more often. I like iReady going back to the Sova. I mean, Fade versus Sova. Fade provides so much utility, but I think the comfort here and how to time it with the Jet works out, along with the Breach. You've got the Breach to help win duels, so you cover the rest of the Initiator with that Sova. Meanwhile, Nocji still sticking with the Raze. I think that's the big thing here, is they get to start an attack. They're on Haven. They like this map. Double Duelist. They don't have info, but they're just going to break in. They're just going to always time their skills to break in. Man, if MARU gets away with like say a 9-3 half here, man, I think they could hold it enough on defense.
This is going to be a fun one. WGS here again. In the past, one of the teams we were always watching for. But here they are. They could be in trouble to start this off. And speaking of starting it off, guys, we're ready to go now into Game 2. This is WGS versus MARU Gaming. MARU Gaming with a 1-0 lead. And don't forget, guys, the winner of this best of 3 faces off against DRX, top of the region, here in Valorant Challengers Korea.
Now, the big question is oftentimes, when you have an Astra, like Sylvan is here for WGS, Astra's so well-suited to hold down C-site. You can at least hold back-site. And then the question is, where does the chamber go? Oftentimes, you off on A once you have it. We'll see if that continues to play out. Now, MARU traditionally likes to push Garage, so we still see a little focus there for now.
Okay, so they're all gathered up here into B. This could actually be a B plant. They feel like this is going to be a weakened spot here.
I mean, it's open.
Yeah,
might as well.
They can double open smoke if they want.
Yep, that's
and just cut it off, plant. And they're going to do that just at the side. He is going to be pushed away. Are they going to abandon B entirely, or are they going to send the Omen back in?
They can abandon it, because you took out the Aftershock, which is huge, and you still have over a minute left.
Now, A is an option. It looked like they could have gone to Garage. They're moving very quietly, so it's hard to really give this away. The rotation back from WGS is actually pretty good.
I like it from WGS. You just trust that the Aftershock did its job. You just make sure they don't push out of B, because then you get flanked. You still have iReady checking for that. And they're a little late on A, so they say, okay, A will leave for a retake. You now see the pings coming in from attack, and both sides know it's an A hit. Just want to mention, Wix did lurk deep into C, and I think he made some noise there, so they're still a little concerned about that chamber.
Okay, this is going to have to be a retake. Only coming from heaven and hell here from Defender's side. Everything's going to get synced up. They're going to have a real lot of coordination to come in here all at once.
Oh, the flash drop!
Godlike's dropped.
Okay.
Oh, man. So far, MARU Gaming a little bit ahead here. Just Sylvan remaining. The one guy you'd want to have here, but it's a pistol round. So it's hard to imagine any way that they could recover from there. MARU Gaming takes that first lead, continuing the momentum from a round that they ran away with. I should say a map they ran away with here in the previous game on Bind here.
Yeah.
You can still feel a little bit of that energy as we go into the first round here on Haven. That was a very technical round on both sides. I thought everything was great until it was the bungled retake that we saw here.
Well, the biggest thing, I think, was, Godlike jumping out there off the breach flash. First of all, he's about a half-second late, right? Because the flash is about to wear off. I think Shibab also probably dodged it. But at the same time, he was waiting for the dart. So just a couple timing misses. I mean, if Godlike wins that duel on Shibab first, things look a little different. An early push out from WGS.
Shibab.
Welcome to the Bulldog Show. Okay.
Yeah, this is almost over here. It's just Han left over in between B and A. Again, we expect this round to always go down pretty badly unless there's some kind of a force spy in there, and there wasn't. So I think they're actually going to go over to C now. I think having Wix up here in Garage, you can definitely confirm that nobody's going to be coming here. And so this is a safe seaside plant, and they're going to be able to keep a lot of their guns with them. Even Chug, look at go!
So he's doing this to make sure Han can't pick up a weapon. He brought this all the way from A. He juggled it all the way from A. But
that is crazy. I'm actually glad you pointed that, Chobra, because I'm just looking at this and I'm like,
well, first of all, it's impressive.
Like, aren't you just a silly goose?
I mean, it's impressive, but
no, I mean that's so good. Dude, MARU Gaming.
But that's
You're right. No, you're 100% right. He actually takes he just doesn't want to leave that, stranded there so someone can scoop it up.
I mean, because you give over, even a Spectre, he has a chance to potentially take away more guns from you, probably not win the round, or, take it into the next round, do whatever. So, but what that shows is the meticulousness that MARU has right now. The fact that they choose to rotate even though they had the numbers advantage on A because Wix already took Garage. The fact that they juggle the gun all the way over to C. This is huge, and now they have 3 Bulldogs and a Vandal on what's supposed to be their bonus round. All full armor. WGS only has 2 half armors.
All right, Han going to come here with the peek. He needs to make this work. He does. He gets 1, 2, and then Zhonghai returns the favor.
I'm okay with that greed just because he got 2 kills. Obviously, that's result-based, but it works out.
Now they're abandoning this while leaving moves back here. Try to see if he can't cause a ruckus up here. They've smoked out the entry point of B. This could be a setup to go into Garage. It could be a setup to maybe even try to tiptoe into B and get a kill.
Okay, so this is just to plant Wix in mid so that he can still catch a rotate. I was wondering if moves would be the bait. It's not. Oh, a good flash fake into B as well. That's just to see if there's any reaction there. Footsteps, nothing. Eventually, this will be an A hit. I think WGS is quite prepared for it. Now, that trademark doesn't go off, just so we're clear. Han taken out for now.
Already waiting down here. Moves and connects the headshot. Okay. Luke's still on site.
Yeah, he's
Pops
just
a flash, doesn't connect.
Just buying time, trying to stay alive.
So there's 25 seconds, and I think he's going to have to try to plant here.
Well, he's waiting
tough,
for the
right?
peak. Yeah, he's waiting for the peak.
Oh, dude, hold on. There's enough time to win this fight still. Fakes.
He has time. Oh!
Yeah, that was close, though. That was a great round.
Yeah, I mean, moves, I think he went for the best choices he could. At the end, he goes for 1 fake, and then he walks away, so it's pretty telegraphed. Sylvan would have known anyway after the second plant sound. Again, the thing is that was supposed to be their bonus round while they had quite a few rifles. And WGS, they bought up, finally, and once again, they lose pretty much every gun.
Yeah, again, it's always bigger than the score itself. It can be about what happens inside these rounds and the credits and the weapons that do or do not carry over with you in the future there.
I mean, I like that. Everyone should frame that for their ranked games. It's bigger than the score itself. Remember that. Don't press surrender just because it's 3-0.
It's about how you play the game, right?
Yeah, I mean, 3-0 is pretty bad, but WGS, they do take the round and an early tour de force thanks to the 2 kills last time, so they can make something work. Godlike's gone, but they still have an op here on C.
Yeah, let's see. We're about to have the chamber duel come down here. Sylvan is going to inch in. And through connector, we're going to see the push coming in here. Oh, what? We didn't see it, but they got killed. Okay, so this is going to be an easy site plant. They're going to farm the orb out and then plant the spike. Oh, they get both. And, I mean, now it's up to iReady and Luke to try to do the retake.
Oh, I mean, I'll say, yeah. I mean, I'll say right now, so far in Haven, while MARU's had a couple good ideas, really their duels are just cleaner. They're winning every duel. They're winning every peak. They're using the peaks to their advantage. And WGS, they just can't catch a break. I mean, Godlike tries to go for a fast swing out.
Yeah, really good entry through connector. And then, I mean, the retake was, it was a Hail Mary, if anything, to try to get in there. Did not end up working out. And so WGS now feeling the pain here. 2 sheriff spot. And they're going to go with a big stack onto B here, which, there's a little bit of coin flippiness to it, but you have to take some desperate measures in desperate times. And
yeah, you gotta gamble what you can.
Look at the instinct here.
Yes.
Right now, MARU Gaming is just sitting back. They're waiting.
It's very.
They're going to try something. They're not going to have a 2-1-2 split on the map here with sheriffs. Nobody does that anymore.
And they heard it. And they heard the fault line, so they're so aware. I mean,
so aware. They know. They know Jovra.
No shot. No shot. I mean. Listen, you do what you can, right? You do what you can on these eco rounds, but we've seen it so much now.
Yeah. It's funny because, at the start of the year, this was really exciting to see these kind of moves down mid, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got sheriffs like, oh, yeah. Or, they'll all stack B on bind. but now everybody does it. And so now we see a next step in the meta where now everybody's sitting back. Like, no. They're just going to come out. They're going to try to James Bond their way across the map, but it's not going to work.
Okay, so a timeout from WGS. Now, they've only really, I mean, you can't really even say they ever had a really good full buy round because it was with half armors. So while they've never really had a good shot here, the thing is, you're already 5 rounds in. So I think timing-wise, this was kind of necessary.
Yeah.
Even though some coaches, you might want to give your team as many chances as possible with full buys. You know, we've heard, I know Sliggy recently, the ex-coach Team Liquid has said, I often like to give 2 full buy rounds, see what my teams can do, see if they can pull things back together. But I think this was more of a necessity. Now, it is Haven. It is generally a bit more attack favored simply because of the fact that there's 3 sites.
Yeah, of course.
So if you can get a couple rounds stabilized, get 4, I think it's doable. The problem being, to do that oftentimes on Haven, you want the operator. And you only have that 1 tour to force. You lose this one again, you're still so behind economically. It's going to be tough. There's the
other one.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It's so good. It's
a talented artist in the audience, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, Luke has kind of stopped playing the Reyna. They realized it hasn't been working out, but very good drawing still. I mean, this is just good awareness. And I think this was Moves talking right here. He's peeking out window. He stopped looking A, and he calls, okay, can someone check A again if there's a double push out? You can just see how well aware they are. Whoa! Early stack here onto A. Okay. Now, hold on.
Oh my God.
Just so we're clear, Chibop has to spike because Junghai is going to try to go for the orb on C in case Chibop dies. Now he
Spike
does.
is down.
Oh my God. And the orb's been picked up.
Oh.
This is oh.
Okay, this is so sexy.
That is also one of the quickest cancel pickups I've seen, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
C plant.
we've seen this from.
Okay, just Junghai. All right.
Okay.
Well, Han, reminding them that, fanciness does not always equal a win. Still, though, that was fun.
I mean, here's the thing. Chibop getting that many kills was not expected. That was not the plan.
No, the idea was to basically cause panic, especially when you see the spike drop. That's probably one of the easiest impulse calls for defending team. The spike's here. Everybody come over to A.
But it almost worked simply because Chibop got so many kills and stayed alive for so long. Because that allows Junghai to get the orb just as Chibop dies, and he gets the instant pickup. And WGS had already half rotated. Now Han was quick enough to come back to C. And we're just jumping right back in.
We're already in this. Big stun over here at A-Long. Godlike looking for a pick, giving away the position. Gets a kill anyways, but is hunted down by Nakji. Double stack still down in A. A smoke all the way into the back of A, and a second one. Oh, sorry, Paranoia sent up there instead. Nakji's dropped.
He doesn't get the showstopper out.
Spike is down.
Oh.
And a bit of a reality check here. For MARU Gaming, some of these aggro plays that we saw that really worked out on Bind, we're seeing them attempted here on Haven, and they are not having the same effect.
Well, I mean, again, once you have Han on that chamber, you can really anchor down a site. The rest can focus on the other 2. B, you generally just leave open and try to draw out time. And here's the thing. Godlike constantly winning these first duels here in A short. That's been helping them. The past 2 rounds, they're able to slow down the push just enough. Last round it was the breach. This time it's the chamber, which pressures MARU to have to push because they can't watch their flank anymore. Now MARU. Oh.
Nice job here. iReady. Nuking moves from afar.
And the ult rotations are coming into play here for WGS. I mean, Wix has that tour de force, but now what the idea here was this round for MARU was they've constantly been pressuring A and it hasn't worked, but they were still going to pressure it just to see and then stop in lobby, see if they can get a pick. The spike was never meant to go to A. Unfortunately, they get picked off, and now W just says, okay, we took out the breach. We can retake A if we need to.
Yeah, and they had some good fake smokes over here, basically to kind of generate concern for WGS on a little bit more of the C side, especially around connector, and it didn't work out. And A site is theirs. I mean, it's tough on Haven when you have only 4 defenders. If you have everybody, that spread out, you can end up just getting picked off in fights where you're outnumbered. So it's going to be the retake. Now, the A retake, if you're all coming from above, is always tough.
Now, they do have the Rolling Thunder, which was part of that call to go for a retake on A. Like you said, don't want to be spread out. Cover Garage for Sylvan on C. Let's use the Rolling Thunder. Here it is. Junghai not hit in hell, by the way.
Oh, nice shot there from Wix.
Uh-oh, Heaven stuck.
Okay, not bad. Crossfire, dude. Wix is just insane, but he's
too many angles to watch. Yeah. Where's Junghai?
Junghai is actually in a really tough angle to spot for.
Yeah, Han can't really
I don't
check
think this
for
can work.
this.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. He won't even get his shot at the defuse. 5-3 as his spike explodes. Round 9 around the corner.
Okay, well, a little back and forth here. I mean, I think the big thing is MARU. They're already well off. They've got 5 rounds here. Obviously, it's attack on Haven, so they want more, but everything's doable now, right? They're already at a scoreline where anything is doable in the second half. I mean, great tour de force.
Yeah.
Just holding down Heaven for his teammates. You can't even really jump out from there once the soul field is activated.
Okay, already a lot of tension built up in B here. Godlike is looking for a pick, and they're actually going to come down A long. So there's a push in A long with the Aldrone coming around the corner. But in the meanwhile, there's going to be a push up into connector.
Oh, they line up!
Serious? Oh, the boom buck gets the kill. How funny.
Mean, you get the trade no matter what, I guess. Oh, and they're aware of the push out as well. This was a... Oh, Wix.
Whoa!
Godlike!
Living up to his name. Crazy performance there.
Woo! So that was a little bit of rock, paper, scissors that round, right? Because of all the early aggression onto A, WGS says, okay, let's push out with our utility, and then I'll drone out for you, Godlike, and he pushes out. Meanwhile, we see MARU now trying to push down mid and into garage, so Han peeks out on that counter timing, gets 2 kills, a 2-for-1 trade. But eventually, it's being able to plant Godlike. He gets those crucial kills, and they get yet another win here on defense.
Oh, Han with another big pick over there, and a good rendezvous back. Can he get a second one?
The hero Vandal is in sight, though. Chibab with the Vandal.
Oh, Chibab.
Oh!
Chibab is just rushing through here and taking these angles the rest of the team's not ready for.
Oh.
And that was too ambitious, I think. Just Junghai remaining.
Okay. Oh, he
covers
the drone, but he gets pinged anyway.
There's no way. 5-5. Very even.
Mara's starting to get a little antsy. Now, again, that round, it was about the hero Vandal. It was about the speed. It was about pushing through.
Yeah.
I think there's always an argument when you're in that 2v3 or 2v3 situation of whether you continue to push out or not. You know, it's kind of result-based. You go for that one Vandal, try to get someone on the rotate early. So he couldn't.
It was a good push. Probably would have been better to stay back, but, you know, hindsight's always 20/20.
Now, of course, Chibab goes for the hero Vandal because he has the Blade Storm this round. But Nocchi cannot buy, so he has a judge, but they do have Rolling Thunder. This has to be a Rolling Thunder hit. I mean, you call the timeout. There's only 2 rounds left in the first half.
Now, we do have that Omen teleport ready, which I don't normally ever point out in a game, but
things have gotten weird.
Things have gotten weird this game, and we
weird.
did see the combination of Blade Storm and then, you know, Omen, but them intentionally dropping the spike somewhere in the Omen, grabbing it again. I don't think we're going to have that again, but I just want to put the idea out there because they've already shown it's possible once.
Yeah, I mean, they showed it intentionally once. It's always a backup now from here on out, right? I don't think you go for another fake. Now, there is a possibility where they use the Omen on a separate location to try to tie someone up and say, well, the Omen's still here. Maybe they go for that fake again.
Sure.
Yeah, you can use that kind of reverse psychology there. So there is a chance that could happen. That might be Nocchi's parents again. Now, last time we saw that they came from Busan. If it is them, I'm sorry if it's not. But
yeah, we saw his mom
surprised.
spamming Tech W on Twitch chat rather on her phone, man. Okay, good kill here by Wix.
And a fast push into B. It's clear, and Nocchi utilizing the judge. I love this. They say, well, we need to buy a judge, so let's hold garage and push B. Now, their flank has been taken over, but they can push out a link. Excellent choice from MARU Gaming.
Yeah.
Flank's been taken over. Let's at least erase one other side of the entry into B. Oh, I mean, huge play.
This is tough.
Oh, Nocchi's in the smoke.
Yeah, this is a tough angle. I already could just get blindsided here. right
he
next
heard
to
it
each
though.
other.
I already heard it.
I
Yep.
already gets one.
But time.
Yeah, this spike is so close.
There's Rolling Thunder as well. I mean, I don't think you need to use it. You have the Aftershock. Yeah, this is... Now there's no time.
I thought they fought back pretty well, but 6-5, spike goes off. Last round in the first half here.
Listen, Tasteless, this isn't your rant game, okay? We got to call out what's not good, okay? I think they fought back pretty well. No, I do think they did what they could.
They sure tried to defuse the spike, didn't they? Like, they definitely...
We don't talk about their morale here, okay? We rip it down. I mean, the thing is this was just a good call from MARU, right? Off the timeout, they look at their buys, they see the Rolling Thunder. If there was any pushback, there was a chance they could have Rolling Thundered into sight, but they get it for free. The judge is planted in front of Garage. And, I mean, big thing here is Wix won the first duel. And now that they've shaken up B again, they just go for a straight C hit.
Yeah, and look at this. It's once again that initial push into mid. Naked C site means they're going to get the plant. Easy peasy. Showstopper ready to punish any movement down in the hall. It's going to have to be fired as its time is expired.
And this
Speaking
was
of poems here.
hold that thought. Hold on. The fight's continuing. I'll talk about it afterwards.
They're going to come right in.
Oh!
Chibab shuts Godlike down. MARU takes out Sylvan.
Oh, Godlike. The timing was so good, too, off of his own and dodging the opponents, but can't get the first kill. And that's it.
Dude. MARU gaming 7-5 here at WGS. You know, they're making it close, but I'll tell you what. Chill, bruh. My bro, bruh, from a different mo, bruh. This is not that different from the last game that we had here. They ended what? They ended. Is it 13-7 or 13-6?
13-7.
13-7.
Yeah, they got that pistol round, okay? And the WGS got that pistol round.
On Bind, it was 6-6, right?
It was 6-6 to end.
Okay, so.
Now, there's a couple things to put that into context. Now, it was, of course, WGS was started on attack.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 6-6 actually wasn't bad, but MARU just came better prepared on attack. Now, this time, MARU gaming starts an attack on Haven. Haven, generally speaking, simply because of the 3 sites, a little bit more attack favored. If you can start breaking into A site, retakes are hard. So I think if you put it objectively, the scoreline's really not bad for either team. I think both teams are okay with it. The only thing is, like you said, momentum seems to be favoring MARU Gaming. And it's not even that they had a huge streak. I mean, it was always just 2-round wins here and there. But the rounds they've won were kind of crushing. The rounds WGS won, they're kind of clawing back.
The rounds they won were certainly more pronounced. And that has got to be him eating Chibab, right?
Yep.
Oh, it says Chibab there, too.
And it's, I'm surprised you recognized it was drumsticks right away. I did not realize.
That's right. Well,
That's
why
ready?
I'm here casting. That's why they brought me in today. They said Chibab's playing. Get Tastes in here.
He knows his chicken.
He knows his fried chicken memes.
Are you ready? I'm ready. And just in case we're confused, they underlined I'm ready's name is IRDY. I'm ready on WGS. Just in case we don't know our alphabet.
Yeah.
But on this, what I wanted to say was it was a very cheeky idea for WGS to push out mid on a full buy on the last round of the half.
Yeah.
They were trying to get into the minds of MARU, and MARU just said, we do not give a single damn. We're
don't
pushing
care.
it. Yeah.
C plant. Go.
So they couldn't even get the plant because the plant was so fast. I mean, a little unfortunate, a bit of a dice roll. Now, WGS on attack. Let's see what they've got. I mean, they have the Silva, so they can get intel, so they're not going to always go for these rushes that we saw from MARU. Classic shorty. Not a classic, but a classic shorty.
Now, very, very quiet game to start this off. A double stack in Garage. C not really covered that much.
Surprise.
That's
he
funny.
rendezvoused out. So he's like, wait, well, the rendezvous here, where'd he go? Uh-oh.
Han already feeling some hurt here. They are going to get the plant over here.
Han wins this?
Side. Ooh, dude, that's crazy. All right, a hunt down onto spawn. 3 coming from behind here.
Oh,
nice.
no.
Through the smokes.
Sylvan. Never count him out.
All right, WGS is really delivering here. Just Wix.
Yeah, she's just
left
hiding
over
from
here.
Wix, waiting for his teammates. Oh,
nice. 6th round win here.
Wow, Sylvan. 4 kills and
Yeah,
a good
that was
hold.
huge.
Now, the moment Han got taken out in his own spawn, things were a little dicey, because if he had won, they would have spent so much time to try to catch him. He loses. They saw, 3 pushing out, and it's like, well, shoot, now we have to win the duels on the flank. But first of all, we see, Junghai get 1 kill, and Sylvan just says, don't worry. I'll get the triple, and then I'll cover, my teammate on site as well. So this is why we pick him out as a key player here for WGS.
He's so good at just these moments that matter so much. Oh, a big stack here on C.
Oh, they want to go for the push out.
Yeah. They're going to have to pull back. This is going to be very tempting to come in onto A. Oh, Wix, that was great. A kill and an escape.
I was just laughing because our observer wanted to fly in to catch this duel. It's just, they're just 1 step quicker. Wix gets the kill, gets out.
This is going to be a rough retake. It does seem to be typical of MARU Gaming, though, to struggle in the first part of a half here.
That aftershock not clearing. Gives a little bit of a pocket for Godlike to work with. Okay, well, they lost 1 or 2 guns here for WGS. I don't think everyone bought, but at the end of the day, they get the round win. Both teams have a chamber. Eventually, economy will stabilize.
So, that ever so important 3rd round, after you've been down the first 2. MARU Gaming's going to start to catapult ahead here. It should be off the back of this.
Sylvan has so many kills, he buys up to a Vandal to match. He still has money for the next round as well. This could be kind of the deal breaker here on attack. 2 half armors for MARU Gaming. WGS taking a page from MARU's book, trying to pressure Garage first as they slow creep into C.
Okay, really good denial there. Oh, and actually gets the kill there, so the spike's down.
Oh,
this makes this interesting.
Oh, they needed to have at least 1 stay alive because the Force from C Long is able to enter for free, but they can't get the pinch.
They've got Wix wrapping all the way around, even through spawn here with the Vandal. As this is becoming, just a situation they can't control.
Oh.
In fact, they're just going to lose almost every individual fight here. Han is, I think, actually just going to get pushed. Now, again, you want to be careful not to drop too many Phantoms or Vandals.
Oh, man.
We should just call them Phantals if we're talking about both of them.
This is the Phantom round?
That's right.
This is the Phantom round. We've had the Chico round. Now it's the Phantom round.
Right.
I mean, this is unfortunate. Again, bonus round for WGS. Sure, they bought up to a Vandal, but Silva can still buy the next round. But they ideally would have wanted to take more guns away from MARU. Good read from MARU. They have the double setup from Garage. They leave C Long to the trademark. They just want to make sure they don't get pinched, and they decide to overinvest in the Garage. It pays off perfectly. Oh, and this setup is just a little brutal. Oh, hello.
Yeah, that's all she wrote. 8-7 now. Great game back there. They really controlled that nicely.
Just so we provide context once again, this is first round of playoffs, double elimination tournament. You win, you have to face DRX, but you move on to the next round. If you lose, you go back down and you wait in the loser's bracket. MARU currently up 1-0, and it's neck and neck here on set 2.
Yeah, I mean, no, this could easily go to overtime, just if, the back and forth can continue on.
Oh, I love me some overtime deuces.
I would welcome that.
Yeah, they're laughing. I mean,
having a good time.
I mean, Han knew. Yeah, he's like, well, I have nothing else.
Yeah, what am I going to do, man? Oh, man, big push up here into A. Maybe a little bit too ambitious. It's becoming a bloodbath to start off round 16 here. MARU Gaming is dropping A. There is a wraparound here from Wix.
Now, Godlike's been putting up some impact kills here on the attacker half, or even the defenders half, quite frankly. See if he can continue, because this time it was just a full push in by Force.
They are going to have A short covered by Heaven here.
Yeah.
Although Wix did move through the blind spot, so he still might be a bit surprised when he sees the peak. He spots it. All right, gets one. 11 HP. Probably not going to happen. So he's going to run back out, save the Vandal, fight another day.
Yeah, he's only got 11 HP. While he can buy, you want to take whatever advantage you can here.
And, to be honest, there's no real incentive here for WGS to try to pursue him.
No.
So, especially Han, so low on HP. So he's going to camp it out in the Nook over at C entry.
And I think the big thing here was, Luke only 1 point away, right? He has no reason to die the spike. So over from Wix, rather than giving away that kill, giving the free Rolling Thunder coming into the next round, make him at least work for it. You get to save your own Vandal. You were so low on health anyway. But a good push by Force. This was nothing fancy. It was just a straight up push in. And they're able to really set up on a long. And then you've got Han clearing up the back for his teammates. Now this was it was a bit of a ego duel from Godlike. He could have waited for his teammates, but at the end it didn't really matter.
Score is 8-8. Big buy round here on both sides.
Yeah, MARU Gaming.
Dude, they're going to push A. Here we go. It's going to be similar to the last round.
Godlike's been winning these early duels. And he stays alive with the updraft. Sylvan's so low.
And WGS just not making a lot of headway here.
Sylvan ran out so far that he's not the one who dies. Godlike!
Dude, Godlike is clutching these skirmishes over on A. It's crazy. And MARU Gaming's still on the hunt here. And Wix could have a very good angle.
They're aware, they're aware that this can happen. Now, Godlike can't get the first kill. Wix still has his half armor intact.
Sylvan so low.
Oh, and Nocchi gets the flank too. Just excellent timings here from MARU to peek.
Well, Godlike with 8 HP.
Oh!
You know, you're that low, and it just takes one straight bullet, even to the knee or the foot. You're out. 9-8, MARU Gaming. How many more times are we going to have these explosive brawls over here at A-Long?
Yeah, I was about to say, they're constantly...
This can't keep happening, okay?
There is consistently nothing to break down, as it is just a brawl here.
Yeah.
In lobby. I mean, there's obviously the typical utility setups from either side, but I think what I want to note is Godlike is winning these first kills. He's getting the first kills in a lot of these rounds, but it doesn't always translate, which is an interesting stat to kind of track if you'd like. We have quite a few analysts globally that like to keep track of these things and organize it for everyone, but it means a lot. I mean, if you can consistently win off the first kill, it's great, but if it doesn't hold much value, the other team doesn't feel that threatened, right?
Yeah, if you just trade out and then you don't make any progress on the map, it just kind of becomes a chaotic game with a lot more guesswork involved. You can't fish it out with utility. Godlike over here isn't going to find anybody just yet.
Now, the reason MARU backs out and just gives up A-site for the retake is because of the number of ults coming in from WGS.
Yeah.
You have the Rolling Thunder, then the Blade Storm, then the Tour de Force. You don't have to risk getting into this unfortunate duel. Now, the Astral is going to buy enough time, and then you can Rolling Thunder to defuse. So this could still bite back on MARU.
Okay.
They have to push out. Nocchi has to push out.
Oh my God. Sylvan takes Nocchi out.
They do draw out the
Not
Rolling
with the
Thunder.
Shroud Step.
Godlike? Oh my gosh!
With the kills, that's it. They got them all. 9-9. Thrifty. Wow. Big win there.
So, oh my goodness. MARU Gaming. Oh man. That's rough. That's rough.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to clear out my thoughts here. I was trying to see what I want to talk about first. The idea of backing out off of the because of the ults is fine, but I want to say
shot's insane.
First of all, that initial shot was so insane from Silva. But I want to say that I think Nocchi messed up his blast pad because either he was really just trying to scout from the skies, but otherwise he isn't able to get into a position where he can cover his teammates. Or move it on for now, though.
Shiva looking for a target here. Not that many knives left over. Oh, Han, no. So good. MARU Gaming continue to be aggressive here. A bit of a trade. Sylvan once again just shutting this down, and it's our just Wix alone once more. Rough round here. Again, they did get them to at least drop some Vandals. Won't carry on into the next round, but still, this is going to be WGS getting that 10th win. So important. This 13 is getting closer and closer. It's interesting. MARU Gaming has had a lot of aggro plays here on the defender's side, whether that's running through A here or that push we saw through the courtyard.
Well, again, that's kind of their MO this stage, and also one thing I'll give credit is they're picking compositions that favor that instead of just waiting for the intel play with something like the Sky or the Sova or the Fade. They just say let's pick a comp that can push out and win.
Seems like they're trying to bait out the Sova ult here. I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah, Wix wants to get whatever he can, but they're just holding true. Sylvan on the lurk as well.
That's it. Sylvan will go down with the spike. Another win there.
Sylvan. Oh, he makes it out. Does not
did he?
go off, yeah. Does not go off. Just in time. Well, like you said, I mean, let's talk about that a bit. MARU Gaming, they're picking compositions that favor their aggressive defender style. But if you're not winning every duel, it starts to break down. And
there's not that much more to say. If you're gonna do these surprise run-ins to, like, let's say C long this time, okay, that's cool. You actually just have to kill them then.
It wasn't eco, but again, you still want to get the kills.
Sure.
And some people will say, well, that never works. Why do that? Well, I mean, let me tell you, there's a team called Paper X in Southeast Asia who can make it work almost every time. So it is doable. Now, credit to Han on an excellent
That happened so fast, I thought we were part of a replay for a second. I'm like, what? Okay, so right now, WGS gonna go ahead and come into C. I mean, they basically lost that position when Wix was down.
Well, gets the orb as well, just to stack up that Rolling Thunder in case they need it to secure the map here for WGS.
Oh, Zhonghai, an important moment here.
Oh, this flank. Oh, the rolling. I love it.
This is so smart. Oh, but it doesn't work.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Moves.
There's just too many. There's just too many. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Luke and Sylvan. The pillars here for WGS.
That was insane. They were being hit from every angle. Spike halfway to being diffused there.
The Rolling Thunder was a great idea, but here's the thing about these stuns. Now Breach has come back because we've seen so many more kind of dual-heavy compositions. Breach has been favored by quite a few teams. Of course, DRX currently going back to the intel-heavy compositions. But the thing about these stuns is, as long as you're really holding that angle, you can still get that first headshot, which is why Breach actually fell out of fashion for a little while. Han. If it's not godlike, it's Han getting these first kills. Yeah. Zhonghai does get the advantage there, angle-wise.
Gets that kill, easy peasy. Zhonghai continuing to do it. Sometimes these sheriff rounds, crazy things happen. All right, it's a outnumbered WGS, but a better equipped weapon-wise setup. 2-2. Is it going to just be a plant over onto C?
Yeah. So there were two things considered here. WGS, they group back mid because they want to make sure they don't give away the weapons for free. However, they do need to plan. So rather than going for an unknown fight, they decide, all right, give over the weapons. Let's fight over on C. They have the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah. And the Hunter's Fury is going to be tough. Now, they know if Hunter's Fury is going to be, leveraged, which in this case it is, the Sova's going to be far out. So you could have you could have Chibob try to come up here, go for a defuse as Noxi's going to be on the hunt.
Yeah, so that's why Noxi's wrapping around B.
Okay, halfway done.
Yeah,
Hunter's Fury.
He doesn't see them pushing out. They got the half. And Noxi's setting up for it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Noxi not able to get the kill on iReady while Godlike also flanked. So this, I mean, both teams were in each other's head. Like you said, one's going for the Hunter's Fury. They get the half, they bait it out. But they don't account for Godlike flanking through Garage. Meanwhile, you had Noxi going through B. I mean, it was just wrapping around. But at the end of the day, it's going to be the double duel win from WGS.
Now, MARU Gaming calls for the timeout. The only way we're going to even get to overtime is if they win every single round until it's 12-12 here. So this is tough, man. They have had some bungled aggro plays here that have made for not to be mean here, but kind of uninteresting later parts of the round. As it's like, well, yeah, you lost 3 of your players.
Yeah, it makes it very straightforward. It's whoever wins that initial duel kind of ends up winning the round just because of number advantage. Again, some fans will be watching and saying, oh, they got to stop aggroing. But the thing is look at MARU's comp. I mean, it is all about fighting. If you don't fight, you're just waiting, but you have no way to fish for information. Really, literally the only thing you have is the trademark and the boombot. Nothing else gives you information other than peeking out yourself. So, yeah, you could say sit back, jump peek, and then if you see members coming in, you go for the backup. But if you're sitting in spawn, the backup's going to be late. I believe we're looking at Luke's family, if I remember correctly. Now we got to memorize family.
I know. With everybody wearing masks, it's too hard.
But yeah, their composition. If you sit back, you'll always have to retake. And while you have a dual-heavy comp, so maybe you could retake. Haven, especially A, is so hard to retake traditionally.
Yeah.
So you have to push out. They have to. I mean, finally they're not because they have the op. But
it's a double stack over here onto C. It does appear that C is going to be the target. Oh,
this
great
was
play by Zhonghai.
Yeah, just an excellent fake out over from Wix to make sure Zhonghai can get that first kill. They get the jet, so no crazy entry is going to happen. You know things are going to slow down. Now it pays off, and now you see this every time. Now that they have the numbers advantage, they empty A. They say, okay, let's just make sure they don't get a cheeky plant on B. We can retake A now with the numbers advantage.
The question now is WGS going to go for A?
They could do this again, where they get the free plant, they get the Astro Wall.
Okay, he's going to confirm that nobody's in C. Or the C long, I mean.
Yeah, so MARU, they empty it with the numbers advantage. They know the Rolling Thunder is a possibility. They're setting up they're setting up the same kind of mistake they did last time. Now, this time they do have the numbers advantage.
Okay, MARU Gaming is ready onto A here. Oh, but they're going to pull back one.
Yeah, this time an early Rolling Thunder just to
gets one. Wix, amazing kill. Nakji.
Oh, and the showstopper as well.
Yeah.
As soon as he hears content, it's flying out. Doesn't get the kill.
Doesn't meet its target.
But they can't plant. Not yet. They haven't planted.
Right, here we go.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay, let's go. 12 to 10.
I mean, good hold. And I kept talking about how their comp, they kind of need to push out, but they finally get that operator. They choose not to push out because they trust what they did was instead of pushing out, they stack A and just leave the 2 on C to cover that with an op and a smokes, on that Omen. They're able to hold it.
Big call with the double stack onto C.
Yes, huge. And
Pulling
then,
a jet off.
of course, the first kill from Wix right before the Rolling Thunder gets to him is huge. Slows it down just enough. Excellent. Excellent play. You've drawn out the Rolling Thunder now. Only the Astral Wall to work with for WGS. Just spamming the wall, trying to fish for a hit. Oh, look at this double stack on Garage once again. This time it's all about stopping that B plant. You're just peeking A, and because they went for the push into C last time, you're kind of leaving that to be open. We can retake from Garage. The op peeks B first. Garage is covered so they don't flank around. Now that there's no information in mid, the operator's gone back to C. C's kind of shut down for operation. WGS, you've already kind of wasted all your intel time here with the recon bolt. You don't really have many choices. If you're going to go C, you got to wait until the recon, and you just have to pile on.
Well, if they do, it's going to come down to Wix right now, ready to take this shot.
Oh.
And he pulls away. And I think MARU Gaming has unintentionally created a major imbalance here.
This is a bit early on that TP
okay,
out.
They're going to come back.
Okay, he waits and
They're
calls
see
for
it.
backup. Paranoia doesn't hit everyone.
Max whiffs. Wix whiffs, excuse me.
Oh, and the wall cuts off backup, but there's already 2 in
they're
sight.
They're doing it! Already stuck in the bubble here.
Zhonghai solo, he's down. 2v1.
He spikes down on C.
Just ahead, Andre, he has an op. Has to go for these headshots. He gets one. Oh, the blind is good.
That was crazy. So close. Snags that operator. It goes into the next round. And either we are going to go into what I really have my fingers crossed, which is an overtime, or it's possible that WGS closes this out with a score as close as imaginable. WGS calls for a timeout. They do not want to go to this OT.
No, they don't. I mean, they're already down on maps. You go to OT, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, that last round, I get the idea. You peek C long, there's no op. So you set up the Astro Wall so you don't have to check Garage, and then your intention is to clear backside. The thing is MARU, they TP out. And I think, now that I'm thinking back, this was almost intentional, maybe just to give away the rendezvous sound, and then the Omen can use Shadow Step back into platform, right? So you still have 2 backside, and then you still have a double peek opportunity. Now, I don't know if the fake out, the sound with the rendezvous is calculated, but the idea there was, let's empty it. I want to go back in there with a teammate rather than kind of leaving myself exposed to then rendezvous out. So while we saw the mini-map, we thought it was a risky choice by MARU, but it actually ends up working out, and they're able to keep at least, Zhonghai in the site long enough for backup to come, and Chibob also gets through the Astro Wall before it goes up. So the timing just not in favor of WGS. And of course, with that rendezvous out, the recon bolt initially not finding much value either.
And quick recap of what happened back there.
I mean, Sylvan was good, but this was it.
Chibab and Zhanghai here. It was insane how well they did this.
The position from Chibab to not push in further and kind of take them by surprise because he knows they're going to want to try to see if anyone comes through the wall. He's already deep in. Excellent hold from Chibab. And hey, MARU hasn't been pushing out, by the way. They start winning. They start coming back. Something to be said here.
All right, Wix is going to be down here. Okay, this is going to be a push into A, it looks like. Oh.
It's going to check. Oh, it
Okay.
checks the op.
Chibab will be able to. Oh, this is crazy. Chibab escapes back down in there.
And I love it. I love it from Chibab to not greed for another kill. He intentionally just gets the first kill to get out because he knows I've got an operator covering me from long. I just need to slow them down.
It was a little bit of a chaotic escape, bouncing up and then having a cloud burst down. And it's 3 left over here. iReady with a judge. So it's going to be a hard advancement up A short, especially without anybody holding a tight angle there.
All right, Tasteless, I'm just going to say it. We're going to overtime.
We're going to OT, bro.
We're going to
This is crazy. Wix holding this angle down here. Don't give up on WGS just yet.
I mean, it's not over.
Yeah, they could still.
Oh, okay,
See?
it's not over.
There you go.
Oh, okay, takes a little while.
Okay, bit of a trade.
Can't clear it out. Okay, they can.
The spike is actually dropped by the entrance of A long, so they don't have the plant yet. They may not commit to here. Okay, they will.
They have to get the
The
plant.
paint shells could cause a hiccup there.
Oh, I love the push it. Oh, the rendezvous out just in time. They don't know where.
Ready?
They don't know where it is. I'm ready. I'm ready. Boy, was he ready for that round.
Insane.
Massive, massive closeout. The excellent plant and rendezvous out from. The thing is the push in from Nakju was so good. You get the paint shells, you know it's late, so the paranoia comes in right under the spike, and he jumps on top of him with the judge, but he just snaps out of there.
Yeah.
And then Nakju's the one with a judge with nowhere to go.
Yeah. He realized he's got the wrong gun. He's in the wrong spot. Amazing. Wow. And so now we're going to go on into game 3 here.
Oh, my God.
And literally, it could not have been closer unless we went to overtime. But what an insane, back and forth that was. WGS recovering nicely from bind. Now we're going to go to Fracture for map 3.
I can't believe I told everyone that we were going to overtime, and then I'm ready just says, I am not ready for
That's
overtime.
Enough, Caster Chobra. Man. All right.
Well, you know what the casters say, Tasteless? We have a series on our hands.
We've got a series, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man, there's the artist for the crazy Asian art we saw for Luke.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see just how nerve-wracking this was for the fans, too. Everyone's drained, man.
I can't believe that they came back like that in that round. Down that much.
What an excellent way to finish it off. Really gets the blood pumping here for both sides. But
yeah.
Okay, so each team takes away the map of the opponent's pick.
It's crazy because it looked so much like it was going to be overtime. Two big picks, one from Chibab, one from Wix, but that's only half the story.
Well, the crazy thing is you take away the smokes from the attackers, and they get the wide peek onto the op. That's where it all fell down. All Wix needed was one more kill, and that would have drawn enough time, but iReady just swings on him. Just freaking out of that corner.
Yeah. Some of those shots were just out of this world. And this is kind of a scary moment here for MARU Gaming. It looked like they were so close to just eking out that last win and putting this whole series behind them. But instead, we're going to go to map 3.
Yeah, and map 3 is Fracture. This is where MARU lost 3-13 to Daejeon CNJ, giving Daejeon CNJ eventually their first win of Stage 2 in that round-robin stage. Now, they still have 2 wins. MARU was 2-2 throughout the round-robin. WGS 2-0. I'm curious what each team has prepared, but I mean, just incredible performance all around. Godlike, while his KD isn't crazy high, I think he had really good impact for his kills.
I agree.
Some excellent duels. And at the end of the day, WGS edged it out. But I gotta say, I mean, I'm ready. The way he closed out that first half, all credit goes to him.
Yeah. It was really something else. I mean, in another world, we're either in overtime or we're already on break, right? Because, you know, the series is over.
Fracture is the map that was left over after all the bans and picks, so both teams kind of leaving this open, right? We'll see what they have prepared for it. Tasteless, I don't know how this is going to go.
I don't think anybody does, man. But we're going to be finding out soon, guys, as we have a little break, and when we return, we conclude this best of 3.
Really push out from WGS.
G-Bob has to come here with the peak. He needs to make this work. He does. He gets one.
Now, hold on.
Oh, my God.
Just so we're clear. We've seen this from...
Okay, just John High. Paranoia sent up there instead. Nocti's dropped.
He doesn't get the showstopper out.
Connector.
Oh, they line up.
Serious?
Oh, Wix.
Whoa!
I mean, I don't think you should use it. You have the aftershock. Yeah, this is... Now there's no time. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Moves.
There's just too many. There's just too many. Oh, wow. But they can't plan. Not yet. They haven't planted.
Here we go.
Oh, wow. Just ahead of he has it off. Has to go for these headshots. He gets one. Oh, wow, just in time. They don't know where.
Ready.
They don't know where it is. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time to settle the score. WGS and MARU Gaming are tied up 1-1. This is a best of 3, and we're going to Fracture to close it out.
Well, the question was, are you ready for map number 3? And WGS said, I'm ready for set number 3. I mean, excellent closeout from WGS. It looked like MARU slowing things down with the operator. We're able to catch up on defense, but instead of going to overtime right at the last step, iReady closes the operation down, brings us to Fracture. Now, for those who aren't accustomed with the format and how we do things in Valorant, now that we've had 7 maps for a little while, if it's a best of 3, you go ban each, pick each, another set of bans, and then whatever map is left is map number 3.
Yeah. And you know, this has been a really fun map to cast on. It's made for some really interesting games. We just got to see what the agent selection is before we go into our match here. Again, you know, I have to imagine MARU Gaming probably quite frustrated still from that last round loss in the last map. I mean,
yeah,
it looked like they were actually about to pull it all the way back into overtime, and then, you know, who knows what happens.
Well, this guy shows up, right?
Yeah.
And he had a couple other clutch rounds too. I mean, he's been really also, whenever he plays at Silva, he's able to provide so much utility for the team. But really, I think the biggest reason he got this MVP was that last round. I mean, when things were getting dangerous, when it could have got into this question mark territory with OT, he says no, puts his foot down, holds a great position to cover for his teammate, and wins, I mean, pretty much every single duel there at the end, 3 in a row. So iReady stepping up as well. Also a pretty key member. I mean, initially before the match started, we looked at their kind of participation rate or how much they contribute to their team. Of course, Han and Sylvan take the bulk share, but iReady also sitting at around 20% in terms of overall stats. And quite frankly, Tasteless, we talked about it. Godlike started this match when he had a 5.5% contribution rate, okay, out of 100. Yeah. And now, this best of 3, he's starting to put up some numbers, man.
Yeah, it's funny. He does seem to be a little bit inconsistent, but man, when he is on, he is on.
Yeah. So
in control. I love especially his engagements over at A short, and I think periodically A long as well in that kind of tight area. Really getting some work done here. Now, let's not forget, WGS did lose on Bind. That was their map pick, and it was kind of crazy how quickly MARU seized control of that entire map and sort of streaked out with, you know, the 13 wins there at the end. Fracture's going to be interesting. You know, both teams are, again, proving that they're very evenly matched, that really either side can win. But they are in a constant state of overcoming each other as the map unfolds. Where you see, like, okay, it looks like they figured him out, they've downloaded him, so to speak, and then it goes, Now, you know, the other team is fighting back and adapting. It's such a treat to watch these two teams constantly overcome one another.
Yeah, I mean, they know each other so well. Now, I was chuckling because looks like Nocti's sticking with the Rays. They're going for double duelists. They want to stay aggressive. You still have Wix who can play the chamber. Nakji doesn't have to play the chamber. Now, this takes away the KO. So again, they're taking more explosive utility in favor of gaining any direct intel.
Yes.
We'll see how this pays off. Now, Fractures are traditionally a map that's very good for Raze. Of course, these days it's shared alongside Neon. Meanwhile, WGS, no change to the composition. You're tried and true format.
All right, guys, we settle this right here, right now. This is WGS versus MARU Gaming. The winning team will move on to the next round and face off against DRX. We're going to Fracture. Let's do this. Warning.
I was like, what? Listen, Fracture's a dangerous place, okay? You never know when that zip line's going to disconnect and drop you into that teleporter engine thing.
Do you think it's scary for the agents when they have to go across a zip line?
Like, what if my player lets go of F?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you don't fall off in case you're new to the game.
Yeah.
You do not fall off if you let go of F.
There's about 20 people in chat about to type in, he doesn't even know, but then they hit backspace. Already, Han executing Chibop. Chibop with a super aggro push in a tower, shut down immediately. Tower control remains supreme here.
Whoa.
As they're just not able to make any headway here. WGS closes that out. 3 agents remaining.
I tell you what, Tasteless, I thought our dinner was going to get delayed going to map 3, but at this speed, we're going to be right on time.
This is awesome. Valorant rounds done quick over here. We're just speed running through.
Valorant rounds done quick. VRDQ.
VRDQ, save the animals, kill the animals. Yeah, great play there. Han really keeping that tower on lock. Spirits high all around. Round 2 now, MARU Gaming. You know, obviously.
No plant, no buy.
Yep.
No plant, no buy. Now, just that previous round, I mean, Han just knowing kind of what the entry from a Neon looks like, along with a breach up on tower, so he holds that. This time he has the weapon advantage. Oh, he's peeking across the screen. A little risky. All right, now they hear it. Oh, a bit of a fumble there from both sides, so not able to entry in. And
WGS is just dumpstering right now. Chibop does get his revenge on Han, but Godlike ends that dream. 2-0 now. Again, super short rounds. But now we go to that round 3.
Yeah, so the timing was a bit fumbled on the side of MARU Gaming, but on top of that, of course, the enemy utility also tying up Chibop. So he kind of has to sit until his own teammates' paint shells clear. He's not able to push in, which meant that the kind of flank around here with the spike doesn't work because they're like, well, they haven't pushed in the tower. Where else are they going to go? Godlike's just very prepared for that. A good start for Godlike. 4-0, actually. Huge start.
Yeah. Big points on the board here. MARU Gaming looks like they're going to do a 2-3 split here on bottom, but it's going to be a rush from WGS, already dropping one, but traded out in the end.
Yeah, but they don't have smokes now for MARU, so they need to fight this because otherwise it's going to be terrible to try to break in. They are able to win the rest of the fight. So
yeah, nicely done, and that means that B has been completely opened up. 2-1 now. MARU Gaming scoops up their first victory.
These are some quick rounds, Tasteless.
I feel like I get to say maybe like 2 sentences, and
yeah.
I'm like, all right, we're done.
Yeah, as soon as I'm like, well, last round what happened was it was over, and here's the next round.
Things are going very fast so far here.
Now, round 3, a classic push out when it's on the bonus for WGS.
Right.
MARU Gaming, as soon as they lose one, they decide, well, we're going to get pinched, so let's push back out. We have better weaponry. A good call from them, especially after they lose their smokes. And now they're just going to stack, you know, on a full buy round. They want to win this round, especially with this potential operator.
Oh! Luke with the pick on a G-Bob!
Luke, huge kill. What a peek. Peek and a flag.
Yeah, they're not giving up on A, but they're going to take an alternative route this time.
Now, yeah, with the door sound, you're quite well aware that members are in sands here, but the big question is, can you break into sight? You're breaking into defender spawn, but you can't quite make it in here yet. Oh!
Luke with another shutdown. Nakji not able to make any headway.
He's got cover from his teammate too. They're constantly covering each other here, along with you know, his teammate. I mean, Sylvan's on top, so Luke, huge round with the operator.
And they're not backing up and trying to go over to B here. I mean, B is covered if they needed to do that, but right now it seems like they are going to try to force the position here. WGS.
I think if the trademark up top from Wix had been broken, they would have considered rotating just because that would have signified someone pushed out. But with that not being broken, they're like, well, there's probably at least one on B2, and we have no information. We don't have an entry to really push and clear. Looks like it's just going to be a save from MARU. They're assessing this very factually, very objectively. They say, all right, we don't want to go in, end up giving up all our rifles, even though they do have creds. It's an operator. We don't have an entry to try to draw that attention. Yeah. Sure, you still have the smokes and breach, but it's only a fault line. I'm actually okay with this call.
Yeah, nobody getting greedy, no last-second peeks here. What?
Oh, okay.
Never mind. Move skills on.
Yeah, well.
Sorry, guys. The exact opposite of what I just said happened. Hi, I cast this game. So anyways, 3-1.
Yeah, a little bit of catching everyone off guard there. But, I mean, honestly, that actually works out for MARU. It was WGS that were the ones low on cred. Of course, now Han is on that Neon, so eventually he'll always balance things out with his ultimate. But 2 huge flanks from Luke, and that's enough.
Yeah, good catch there at the end.
Yeah, so Han had his ultimate. That's why he was okay pushing out. He still has enough creds as well. Wow, I mean, man, Luke, after that utility coming in, he just doesn't budge, and then he creeps out forward.
Oh, no, this is going to be a little bit hard.
Yeah, he has to back out that. A good early boom bot.
One of the only things you can do with Chamber in that moment, right, is like just keep it scoped down and hope they're going to peek out too soon.
Yeah, so he fires one shot just to keep them at bay while he rendezvous out. He still has to keep an eye on main. Trademark on Dish. So we currently have Sylvan, who's able to bounce back and forth. They know it's an entry onto B. Good snake bite.
Ooh, eating some damage here.
Ooh.
Not bad, but there's way too many targets to try to deal with. Chibob cleans it out.
Chibob, huge. Because of that snake bite, and the other Viper utility, this could have been disastrous with a decay coming in, but Chibob's able to clean house on B site.
Just Luke remaining here, quietly going back down towards Sands. This operator has to last into round 6, and so this spike is going to go off with the 3-stack onto B. And I got to say, it's been a delightful back and forth, kind of like our previous map so far.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of kind of adjusting to each other. Again, these two teams currently a 2-2 record against each other across both Stage 1 and 2. They've met 4 times so far. This is their 5th. And so far, I mean, WGS won all their matches in Stage 1. MARU won all the matches in Stage 2. But as of now, it waits to be seen who gets one step ahead. A good save on the operator. You need that. Yeah, you're kind of relying on Luke to shut down one of the entry points. I mean, with the trademark, you can shut down pretty much a site.
Yeah.
Well, at least for A site. It's a little trickier on B. The trademark doesn't cover everything on B.
Okay, yeah, this was just a tough spot here on the site. So many people peeling around that corner there.
Oh, and the initial paint shells were good too, actually. Noxie picked up that first kill, so good setup coming from MARU. Now they finally stabilize again on their creds off of that win. If they lost that previous round, it was looking a little dicey. Another fault line, another not budging Luke.
Are we going to have the same situation with the boombot coming out again here for Luke?
Well, right now, they're just going to wait it out. Yep, there it is. But this time he waits for it, and his teammate clears it for him. Yeah, you heard the classic, so you assume it's still here. Oh, and he's still aware that it had to have been a teammate. Sylvan's there for the trade, but a good pickoff from Chibob. They still have a raise, so MARU can still entry just fine.
Yeah, they're going to slowly move down back towards B. Han is ready here with the Phantom. Up by tower, Godlike prepared as well. These are two teams, or two players, I should say, not easy to engage with. And so the Viper's pit's going to come down. Only 50 seconds left. Are they going to just abandon this and go back over to A instead?
Well, thankfully, they had cleared sewers from Wix, right? So the entire time, Wix was kind of preparing for the flank. And now what they have to do is they have to go around the flank and avoid this pit entirely. They could go, I mean, if they wanted, they could go to A, but they're going to have to start sprinting at some point, especially because there's a trademark off of Dish. This is real tricky because this is a fight for time. If Luke wins his first duel, Rendezvous back off of the trademark, Luke can hold the site entirely on his own.
Okay,
Huge! Oh my God, both of them, huge!
Oh, nice shot. Luke is taken down here. A site should be theirs unless Sylvan can interrupt.
All right, they're gonna get the plant. Gonna get the plant, Han! Well, they know one's on site. The plant has finished. Oh, he purposely locks up the right side with the snake bite. Excellent.
It's really good. Really good setup there between the two of them.
Wow, I mean, what a sequence of events. Great ult usage from both sides, right? Especially, well, actually, it was all from MARU. I mean, you see the showstopper coming in to clear out a main. You hear the rendezvous out, and they heard it from Dish. So as soon as they clear the trademark, they ult. They Brimstone ult, orbital command onto defender spawn, and then they wait for him to push out, and he gets the kill. And they're able to get the plant. Unfortunately, Han just comes charging in, but I like the break into sight despite the low amount of time.
Yeah, just seeing the elbow peek out there for a second. MARU Gaming is going to be still decently equipped here going into the next match. Wick's going to be going with that rendezvous.
You know, Wix, the Tour de Force, yeah.
Excuse me.
So he's just holding B main. I mean, here's the thing. Luke has no reason to move. He buys so much time, info, and then he rendezvous back. He can still hold A site, especially with Sylvan covering for him. I love that. Luke always waits to get contact. He doesn't always greed for the kill, but he'll wait to see exactly who's here. Is it just the Raze? Who else is coming out? This time he knows it's Raze and Neon. Okay, so there's a good possibility that it's A. MARU's going to try to use this against them, just buying time and keeping them tied up on A site and making noise on both sides. But eventually, good read from WGS. I mean, both duelists on one side. It's probably an entry onto A. Now, they don't have smokes over there. Oh my God, they're going for this.
Wix with a great pick, and he pulls back away.
Oh my God, a full fake onto B. Smoke and a kill.
Now, again, on the other side, yeah, I was going to say, Luke is going to be ready there with that operator.
Okay, Rolling Thunder not hit, by the way. Both members are still healthy. You don't have time, MARU.
Yeah, I can't imagine this working out here.
Oh,
well, anything to slow this down.
Oh, and Han just says, "Oh, you guys running out of time? Someone's in a rush here."
Okay, he's still on top of box waiting.
It's just a save.
Because they have to abandon the spike plant. There's no way.
Man,
good control here by WGS.
Yes, and here's the thing: this operator is a bigger thorn in MARU's side than most other matches we've seen because they have no intel gathering once again. The only thing they have to really challenge the operator is a boombot and a fault line. But the thing is Luke's been ignoring the fault line. So now MARU says, well, how do we break this? We have to use the boombot to get him out. Now we can't get information.
Yeah.
And their hands are tied. There is no way to get more accurate information on where they want to strike.
We've already seen this with, when you try to use the boombot to get intel, if they have a double setup where someone snipes that, you don't then know.
Well, that too, yeah.
If anything's out there. Also, let's say that they come around the corner with the boombot, right? Will you just rendezvous back?
Yes.
And so it's like, okay, well, we know he's there, but now he's somewhere else again. The same problem's there.
Yeah, and so eventually with this composition, what MARU really needs to do is just... I'm sure, knowing MARU Gaming, knowing what they've shown us before, they're going to have a handful of set plays in their pocket. The only thing they can hope for is to just pile on to a site with perfect skill utility and then just get the initial duel. Chibab has to win that initial duel or at least get a trade with Nakji, and then you break into site. The problem is, B site, they haven't successfully really done that. Godlike has been holding on site. Han's been taking care of tower. If you can't break onto there and the ops on A, you're suddenly out of options.
Yeah, you're going to be in positions where you're going to get sniped constantly here. So MARU Gaming calls for a timeout, and the pressure's building here because I'll tell you what, Chobra, I don't think MARU Gaming looks as strong in each of the following rounds as they have in Game 1 or in Game 2.
Yeah, fans cheering for MARU Gaming, this time for WGS. Now, one thing I'll say is we have the, I almost said lightning fingers, which it is, but overdrive from Neon available for Chibab. One thing they could do is they could go for a pinch on B. Chibab pushes in from arcade with the overdrive, just spams through the smoke and pushes into defender spawn a bit, and then the rest of the team takes over B site. But no, it's just going to be a straight up A hit. All right, now no Rolling Thunder, so they're really relying on Shibab.
Shibab here needs to get through this.
Okay, one difference is they now have 2 members up on Dish, and it's a Raze who can help tie things up in main with paint shells, boombot, you call it. Oh, they're relying on the fault line, but Luke's already forward. I don't think he gets hit by this.
Yeah, he may be past it. It may be behind him.
Okay, the flash is in, but Nakji's in sight. So they know sight is clear. They know the rendezvous is out. They have to. They're
iReady's so
oh
good.
My God!
He's insane with the judge.
Oh,
and now they have
the
to try to
spike's
retrieve the
down.
spike.
And he's got a Phantom. His teammates are coming in. Oh, the overdrive doesn't go through that door. Sorry, we're closed.
All right, Nakji, all that is left here.
Oh my God, they're just baiting him out. Oh.
Yeah, well, it was never going to end well. 6-2 now. I'll tell you, man.
Yeah.
You know, it was a tough one to watch. iReady with that judge, just beautiful play controlling that. Once a spike is dropped, then the whole game changes, right? Now it's like, all right, we got to get this thing back. Now it doesn't matter who else we have over that's actually on A right now.
The thing is I love the position from iReady. So he opens the door and he stays in the door so it doesn't close. However, you don't know, are you on the inside? You don't know if you're on the outside. So the flash comes in, but a bit of an early peek from Junghai ruins the whole thing. And then the judge gets 2 kills, and because of that push in from Dish on the last round, this time it's Luke watching Dish with the operator, and he shuts that down again. The Raze out of the picture. Even if they push into main, trademark is there. Okay, bit of hope with that kill from Wix, but tasteless. The WGS is just shutting down every attempt from MARU, and I'll be honest, they're not showing anything new. MARU, it's the same plan. The missed slide into the trademark hurts.
That was rough to watch. And it seems like WGS just activated in this way that is almost hard to describe. Looking superhuman right now. Moves going to be the last player left. Let's see if he can get a kill here, maybe with the Sheriff. Try to force another buyback of a Vandal, an Operator, a Phantom, anything. But this is going to be 7-2.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
And the Operator punishes are so strong right now.
Yeah. That
the wind is out of the sails before the round has even really started.
It is.
I can't believe Moves got that.
Well, godlike, I want to say.
What are you doing, godlike? Are you blinking?
You're probably looking at his minimap. You gotta hope when it's that slow.
Because your eyes get dry if you don't close them for seconds. Is that it?
Listen, man, IGLs have to keep their eye on the minimap all the time, Tasteless. And that's the round over. Now, it seems like MARU's so scared of B after the initial attempts failed, but given the Neon and the Raze, there is a world where they can set up to have the Raze strike onto tower, the Neon strikes the site with the relay boats.
Sure.
But the reason it's been shut down is because of WGS's comp. And Godlike's always been very good about this here on Fracture, is he's able to buy so much time with these snake bites on the toxic screen to make these advantageous duels. So even if the Neon and Raze make it in, their teammates can't. And if Godlike wins one of those duels, Han wins the other, then the entry's shut down. Okay, they're finally going, but it's a 4-stack on Arcade again. Kind of all or nothing here for MARU Gaming. Okay, just a little bit of utility trade. Screened by so much time.
Yeah, making this very, very hard to actually push through. The tower is vacant. They've kind of taken an alternative setup this time around.
Well, yeah, the screen, they kind of trust that that's keeping them at bay, and they know there's an attempt to push into spawn.
All right, here we go. Chibob on the move.
Not able to really get the full clear here. Han takes out a couple, but
Junghai really delivering here.
Yes.
Once again, Luke, you know, out of the action here, may look for a kill and just try to get back out because this spike is going off. It's going to be 7-3 when this is done.
Yeah, I mean, listen, WGS, they're rolling in creds. Not too many rounds left in the half. I think this is worth an attempt now. There's a question to be made on whether you want to carry the operator into here or not. But I don't think MARU's going to pick that up anyway. Also, it looks like he had dumped it somewhere else. Not showing that. So, finally they're able to break into sight. A bit of a messy fight, but they kind of use the screen against WGS. eventually win the fight going into defender spawn. And an excellent orbital command as well. I think that was the key thing there from Junghai. I mean, and then he wins both of his duels, so obviously when you're clicking heads like that. So a little confidence earned over on B. It's going to be another push in. Now, WGS has adapted. They say, let's push out of Dish and try to get on the flank here.
Yeah, this could work out here. So far, they have kind of barricaded them out of just coming straight out into B here. It's going to be a little bit of a walk, though, before this flank can actually hit them. Oh, hold on.
Oh, he finds one. So MARU knows they need to push in. They know they've pushed out of Dish. But there's a pit on B main. Oh, the cover from Han, and I'm ready!
Nicely done. Chibab does clear it out.
Yeah, but Godlike's still alive, and they know. They know where Chibab is.
That's
oh,
it.
Man.
Big win there, 8-3. Could it be 9-3, or is it possible that they can somehow pull this back, 4-8? It's gonna be tough, man.
Excellent adjustment. Excellent adjustment from WGS. Yeah, the previous round they had Luke waiting in a main for a potential flank. It doesn't happen, so they say, okay, let's see if they do this again. I'm gonna pit me main. You guys push out on the flank. They get spotted, but it doesn't matter because that forces them into sight. You know they're trying to clear the pit, so Han hangs back. iReady hangs back. They cover Godlike from outside the pit. And now
they're going to look for a peek.
The operator's back here in main. Uh-oh. Oh, Sylvan! Oh my, Sylvan! Luke.
I almost need to see a replay of that. That was actually just insane.
Well, I mean, so Luke holds true with the faith and Sylvan winning all of those duels.
It was crazy.
And even in the face of the Boombot, Luke's just trying to make sure one of them gets the kill.
That was wild, man.
Man, I mean, Chibab wanted, because they got the peek onto Luke, so as long as he's going to rendezvous out, he wants to push in and get the kill, but Sylvan on that cheeky peek from behind.
What
WGS.
a roller coaster of a series so far here, where WGS faltered on Bind, barely survived on Haven, and currently is dominating on Fracture.
Yeah, I mean, again, WGS, technically, they are undefeated so far. They've played this twice. Now, they played it against Day1, SCNJ, and Tartarus, which are the two teams that eventually got eliminated from the round-robin stage. But still, 2 wins is 2 wins. 13-5, 13-4 on those games. Obviously, they were never one to shy away from Fracture. MARU, I think, originally experimented earlier on this map than WGS, but the biggest thing is Han's been so used to the Neon. And Chibab's still learning his way. I think today is one of his better performances general, especially on that bind, but Fracture, we're seeing a couple of those missed slides again. We're seeing a couple of those rushes ahead of his teammates.
Yeah.
It's not working out.
Some overextensions there. We're going to hop back onto Fracture now with the two sides switching, of course. And look, I mean, I think it's possible for MARU Gaming to recover, but I don't feel like they have looked anywhere near as stellar.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. Yeah, I just don't think they seem to be as comfortable, as fluid on this map. Now, I know they got bullied a lot by the operator here, and the shoe's on the other foot now, but they need to like start winning and get that tempo going early on here, right with the pistol rounds all the way into everything else you'd expect them to take.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Sure, you know, MARU, they can get an operator at some point. I mean, ideally, you want to win the pistol round if you want to do that. But other than that, again, this composition relies on you pushing out. Fracture, one of the maps that kind of favors defenders pushing out anyway. But we'll see if they can make it succeed. Now, on pistols, it's no surprise, and WGS quite well aware of this. Look at this. They're just waiting to hear any sound. It's going to be a slow creep out over on Arcade for the defenders. Oh, MARU. Some discipline. Gets the orb. Takes over sewers. I like this.
Okay, and they're going to be coming through.
Oh, but there's 3.
Now. Yeah, Han drops Chibab immediately.
There's just too many.
And the Viper wall's going to come here. Flashes are out. Oh, nice.
Excellent, Pink Shells. Buys time for his teammates. Just a brawl over on Arcade.
Oh, and WGS seems to be slowly winning this.
Yeah, this
now,
is...
it's still up in tower as moves. Wix is coming around here from the back end.
But with 50 seconds left, well, I was about to say they could rotate, but the spike's now been dropped. So things are looking a little dangerous. Not much health for WGS.
Yeah. I already just, very low, about 20% HP.
Now, Luke,
The spike can freely go
Yeah.
back out here as well.
he did pick it up, but I mean, there's just no matter which way you go, it's a gamble, right? You don't know if someone's already rotated. There's no way to gain information.
Well, they're going to send one back here for MARU Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a 2v2. You know that you've done more damage to the opponents.
Oh, spike down, spike down.
Spike down, spike down. Get back here, spike down.
Spike down, go, go, go.
Man, not much I can do. I mean,
Yeah.
they literally just need to wait for the plant. Wow.
That's going to be it. Beautifully done there by MARU Gaming. Getting that first win in the second half. If they were going to come back, they had to start that comeback right there.
Yes, especially because they're going to also rely on an operator being in Wix's hands. To do that, you need to get your economy rolling. Because if you don't buy the pistol, or if you don't win the pistol, at some point he's going to have to buy a rifle just to claw back, and then your economy's in shambles. So, good start. Ideal start given the scenario, right, for MARU Gaming. Honestly, it got a little messy, and I think both sides played that quite wisely. MARU not actually pushing out, using that against WGS. WGS also clearing sewers, but MARU comes out on top. It's just a Marshall this time. No armor on WGS, so this might as well be an operator, by the way. Okay, so with that first contact, a good push out from MARU Gaming. They're trapped now in attacker spawn. Gotta go in.
Nice shot there. Godlike down. The pursuit continues here. WGS wraps around into A. No immediate cover over here just yet.
Yeah, good smoke and control of Dish, though. So they'll get the plant. It's all about the fight in main.
Oh, Chibub's coming here.
Oh.
Gets blindsided, but still wins the fight.
Han just drawing attention.
With better weaponry, they are starting to push through here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, they're gonna get the defuse. I
Stuck
mean,
on the wall there for a second.
Luke will peek out at the last moment just to try to get a kill.
No MARU Gaming players have been killed off just yet.
Luke wants to die here, yes. He wants to try to challenge at least one and die eventually. So, flawless, in fact, right? He doesn't get the kill at the end. Okay. Now, good. I like it from MARU Gaming. They don't push out right away. They wait until first contact from Wix, and then they say, okay, there's multiple here. I got first contact. So they push in. They get one on the flank. And they're fine giving over the plant. Same thing for WGS. Well, they can't take a gun away. They get the plant. Chicken, rice. That's what that said. That actually works in Korea.
It works.
Pop is rice.
Yeah.
I like it.
So 9-5 here.
Oh, just a this is how aggressive MARU has been this whole stage. Early snake bite, because they know it's a bonus for MARU to prevent any sort of rush out of B main. Now this allows Luke to be planted in case there is a aggressive push. There is not. I mean, well, it's going to be a Dish push.
Yeah, and there's nobody to meet them there at Dish. So B is going to be pretty vulnerable here. Chibub needs to hold this here. Shanghai actually backing up over here in A. You know, really the big opening here that they had, they thought was going to be on the lower side of A.
Okay.
Oh, they're going to come all the way around here. How funny is this?
Well, so WGS just got information that the trademark went off at the top of the map, so they know there's a flank coming. They know they need to strike site now. Oh, no. Time. Not on their side.
Yeah. Coming in onto B. Are we going to get that thing planted?
So what Chibub just did was he exits to main, knowing they just need to buy time. They have the numbers advantage. They know they're trapped somewhere in sight. Setting up for his teammates.
Oh, good shot from Luke right through the smoke.
Well, now they got to care about Luke.
Oh, Luke's on a tear.
Oh, man. The buy round coming in.
10-5.
Yeah, and again, only losing 2 rifles, not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. You have a Neon, you have a Chamber. You can bounce it out eventually. You're the one on attack. You're not going to really go for an operator unless you feel the pressure to have to duel.
Right.
Good hold from Luke. Yeah, I think the Luke's position was so good because they knew one had won a duel on site, probably pushed out to main. Obviously, they had heard Han actually pushing into Canteen, but they couldn't. they couldn't really identify exactly where Luke was, so he's able to get the flank there.
Okay, this time around, we're going to see them try to come into A here.
Good
it's a triple stack down here.
Oh, and the quick flank in from Dish. WGS telling MARU, if you want to pinch A, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
By the way,
got completely hit from behind here.
By the way, it didn't work out this round, but if you look at the toxic screen before this plant goes down, on the minimap, look at it. It covers the typical trademark spot over by Dish. It's not there this time, but they intentionally cover it just so Han can sprint into sight. This was all intentional.
Excellent observation, Chobra.
I mean, just so meticulous. That's huge.
Well, Wix is marooned now over here in B Tower. We're going to close this out with an 11th win here for WGS. MARU Gaming, you know, the wall's beginning to close in here. As, you know, for all the amazing moments they had in Game 1 and Game 2, we're here in Game 3, and this is looking quite different.
Yes, I mean, this is a good round from WGS. You know, I think from MARU, kind of relying on the fact that they can get that early. They put down the early smoke, and they think they can just hold the smoke's angles, but a deep flash in from WGS, and they lose out. I mean, also just a quick flank from Han. The biggest thing there, I think, was they just did not expect Han to dash in from Dish. Miscalculation, because they didn't have their trademark there.
Right.
So even if it was there, I think the toxic screen gets the job done. But at the end of the day, no one's watching the flank. Just miscalculated timing, considering the Neon is on the other team as well.
It's getting tough here. It's getting tough to imagine WGS, you know, losing enough games here to MARU, or enough rounds, I should say, here to MARU Gaming, that MARU Gaming is going to make this comeback possible.
Yeah, long way to go.
Yeah. And by the way, it does seem like WGS has healthier strats overall on this map.
Yes. And I think they're also... Oh, man. Quick push out and just using all this utility for both sides to stay alive. Oh, but it's a good pitch
but Luke is back.
It's a good pitch, but Luke... Oh, my God. The showstopper. An excellent idea. Keep them maroon. I'll come in with the showstopper, but, man, Luke.
Dude, they're just coming for him. Han does not get that kill. Was this a little bit too cocky?
I mean, you needed to get the spike. I like the attempt, but unfortunately, that's I can't believe Wix just stays there and wins out that fight.
Oh my God!
Oh no! Oh no! No! Oh! Godlike!
All right, so the spike has to respawn now.
So Godlike panics and shoots him, thinking he was gonna get spotted. I don't think Han had spotted him.
I don't think he saw
until Godlike fires. Oh.
All right, and so I think they're each gonna dice up the map, one to B, one to A. 30 seconds is not a lot of time right now.
Yeah, I mean, Luke.
Oh, and there's a hunt here from Dish.
Yeah, Luke doesn't have a choice. He has to sprint no matter what. So at the very least, Wix will know.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Goodbye.
Whips it.
Wix. All right.
15 seconds.
Play for time.
Play
for time. VCT Korea weekly highlights. In case you missed it, that's
okay. There we
go.
Show.
Well, I mean, what a humorous round.
Well, yeah, that was definitely a round with a lot of story in it, you know?
I just got like the panic, tries to get the shot onto Shibab there.
Well, you can't stop moving on that zip line.
No, you gotta keep going. I mean, oh, no, he does spot him. Oh, okay, so Godlike saw him turn. Okay, I wasn't sure at that distance. Clearly, my eyes are not good enough to be a pro. Don't worry, guys. It's not my aim. It's just my eyes that are bad. Everything else is great.
Yeah, I know as much as the pros. It's just my eyes and hands aren't as fast.
So,
Luke with another one.
Just waits for that op duel and then a fast push over onto B. They're actually drawing out all this utility. Rolling Thunder used first.
On both sides, actually.
Yeah, and then, I mean, they're just, because they have so many more ults, they know they can just use this to draw out all the defenders' utility.
Godlike
and
just murdering. Just Noxy remaining. Spike going down. It's a 4-1.
Oh, man. This kind of decision-making from WGS, though, refreshing to see. Use your. We have it all stacked up. We know we just need to get to match point. I mean, both in that previous game and this game, both of them recognizing when to really show the plays that matter to try to get. Even on Bind, of course, for MARU Gaming, they use that smoke to cover the flash. Recognizing that this is the round where it matters. It's if we get to match point, we can at least go to overtime, right? Then there's less pressure.
Right.
We have more to work with. So this time they just say, dump everything, draw out their utility, and then we'll go in with a fight.
Yeah. It's now or never. WGS calls for a timeout.
Huh.
So I guess it's not now, but it is in a little bit. That or never.
Well, WGS, they must have something prepped. Because if they're calling a timeout now...
Well, I think it's probably they want to map out, let's say, the next 3 rounds, right? Okay, so, like, you know, all they got to do is close one more out. 6 wins to even get that timeout here for MARU Gaming. MARU Gaming, by the way, peaking a lot.
Yes. I mean, again, their comp kind of relies on that. I know, you know, on Haven, they started to claw back because they got the op and they stopped peaking. But Fracture, even with the op on one side, you still need a little bit of information. You need to push out and win those duels. Unfortunately, Chibob is not putting up the numbers he needs to with that Neon, right? 8 and 13, and he's not the only one. But when you're a Neon, you're so kind of surviving, right? You have your own relay boats that you want to get at least an early duel in your favor. Oh, good positioning from Godlike. And good awareness. Oh! Now, I was just imagining about what could happen in this next round, Tasteless. Now, there's a Viper's Pit and the Overdrive from WGS. I wonder if they have so many rounds that they can take advantage of. Okay, I was wondering if they might go for a crazy fake here. It looks like it's just going to be a push in and then they'll pit.
They're just going to go right into A.
And they... Oh, okay.
What?
Okay, Wix wins a crazy fight. But here's the thing. They avoid the trademark altogether. Still a screen up and dish just in case. And it's going to be an easy plan to end the pit. Now, he doesn't put it up on the second floor. But, okay.
All right, Han trades out.
Getting a little crazy there for Han. Just needed to hold that, but now it's 2 members in pit, 1 in main.
Shells come down. Noxy reloading here. Gonna have to just try to dive in, see what he can find.
It's not the Viper in the pit!
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
with the judge again, Irene wins that 13. That score is hit to the 6 wins over there for MARU Gaming. WGS takes this on, winning 2-1 in one hell of a series.
Wow. At the start of it, it looked like MARU had WGS's number. They came prepared on Bind, but unfortunately, WGS answers right back. And the rivalry continues, Tasteless.
It does.
The very first 2 matches of the year between these 2 teams, WGS wins. MARU answers back in Stage 2, wins 2 matches, which one of them was the very important tiebreaker to get into the main stage. And then WGS answers back, winning this first round of playoffs. They move on to face the Titans DRX. MARU Gaming get pushed down to the losers bracket.
This has been such a good day so far today. And guys, we got a whole other best of 3 after this. So don't turn the stream off yet. We're going to go over and review what we saw go down here. We've got an interview as well, a short break, and then we come back and more Valorant action to come.
Yes, and we joked about, okay, well, if Godlike performs, they'll win. You know, his contribution, although he's the IGL, it's been very low. His numbers just aren't showing up on the scoreboard. Today, he turns it up. Has some good impact at first kills on Haven as the Jet, and on Fracture with that Viper. Excellent setups, good reads, good snake bites, and a lot of kills as well.
Yeah. Really fun series. Clearly, when it comes to Fracture, WGS just knows how to move, knows how to behave. They had better strats, they had better execution. The other 2 maps, a different story. It could have gone either way at different moments, but you can see they are just stronger.
This is very reassuring for WGS fans. I mean, if you're a WGS fan, you know what it's been like. They've always been so close, and then they fumble. They upset the strong teams, and then they lose to the new recruits, the amateurs coming up. It's always been so shaky and turbulent, and it looked like the start of this stage was going to be the same story, but they finally stabilized. You know, they say, all right, this is the composition we're going to go for. This is our style. Let's give up on the super aggression. MARU's taken that leaf out of our book. Let's adjust to the current meta, and they're able to win out. And again, I mean, still a long way to go if you want to beat teams like DRX here in Korea, but I think very reassuring performance from WGS.
Yeah, I mean, it was something to really appreciate, especially with that turbulent start. You know, the length of those Valorant matches gave them enough time to find their position, find their voice, so to speak, and they did it. And MARU Gaming, honestly, I think no shame in their loss either.
Yeah, listen, Haven could have been anybody's. They almost pushed it to overtime. I mean, it took them a little while to claw back in, but it was rough. The only question is okay, they come into playoffs, they show a new hand. They have Noctua on this Raze, which the Raze wasn't bad, so to speak, but they're not able to really make this lack of information work.
Yeah.
Again, not every team has to have all the intel in the world. I mean, again, I always mention it, but Paper Rex is a good example. They always over-invest their utility so people like Forsaken can go out and get kills. But MARU Gaming, if you're going to stick to this, you got to find a way to make it consistent.
Yeah, this has been just so fun. And again, these teams that we don't put at the top of you know, the upper echelons of Korean Valorant still make great games. And it's why this region has so much promise. And I think that's one of the big takeaways today. And again, the winning team is going to go up against DRX. DRX probably watching this with bated breath.
Yeah, I mean, DRX, they surely have a lot prepped. They're eager to show in the playoffs. And Godlike, 2.4 KDA. Now, 2.4 is not the craziest number we've seen, but honestly, for Godlike, it means a lot because he's rarely broken that 1.0, okay? I just want to be honest. He's rarely broken that 1.0. For him to really perform while he's IGLing, while he has these good setups with the Viper, is a great showing, very refreshing showing from him here on this Fracture. And listen, I'll call it out. Chibob's Neon still a little ways to go on this Fracture.
I agree. I agree. And, you know, some of these newer maps, I know Fracture's been around for a little bit, but it is one of the newer maps, does gel a little bit better.
Soon enough, we're going to have Pearl. Obviously, on the Pro Circuit, they announced that it's not going to come out until LCQ or after, I believe. But soon enough, Split will be rotated out. But that's a while later. Godlike getting his MVP. I mean, from 5.5% contribution to becoming the MVP in one of these maps. Huge.
I think well-deserved. And iReady was somebody I was looking at again as that match closed out, where it's like iReady just kills everybody and clutches it. But he got his as well on Haven.
Yeah, I mean, he had some impact kills with that judge on 2 different rounds there from iReady. I think both of these players performing well. And this is a good sign for the team. Now, one of the reasons I think DRX shines so much is they'll rarely ever win the overall MVP votes because they all get MVPs across the board, right? Other teams, they always have a superstar who kind of reaps all the MVP votes. WGS used to be like that. It was always Han, it was always Han, it was always Sylvan. But this stage, they've kind of spread it around. Even Godlike getting some MVPs now. That's a good sign for the team's growth.
Yeah. Props again to WGS. I mean, they've been with us since the very, very beginning, and, you know, they've had a lot of trials and tribulations, but they go to the next step, and, you know, so many more important Valorant matches to come here.
Yes. I mean, listen, we just start today, but we have 4 days of the double elimination tournament this weekend going until Tuesday, and then we take a break before the losers finals and the grand final next weekend, and then there's like 2 weeks, and then there's Masters, Copenhagen, and then there's like a week, and then there's LCQ.
That's right.
And then there's Champions.
There's so much more good stuff to come. But yeah, you know, it's again, you know, I worry for them and how they're going to perform in the next best of 3. But I think what they did here was a real milestone.
WGS, you mean?
WGS, yes, correct.
You're worried about the match against DRX?
Yeah. I'll be there for that as well, and that could be pretty brutal. Quick highlight video for you guys before we go to our interview here. Warning.
The timing on that is so comical. I'll tell you who's not worried about the match for WGS against DRX. DRX not worried about that match. They are undefeated in maps so far this stage. See if they can set another record for themselves here in Stage 2. But again, WGS. Now, one thing for any fans who might be new to Korean Valorant, you're wondering, okay, well, WGS, they clawed back. They looked good on Haven. They looked good over on Fracture. What should I really expect? WGS, in their last interview, in their last match of the round robin, they were very brutally honest. They said, listen, I think we still have a lot to work with. Han said on the Korean interview, we have a lot to work with before we can compete with the top teams, so, you know, aka DRX. So they know there's still a ways to go, but they want to make sure they're still at the top of these, like, tier 1.52 teams, right? They don't want to slowly get pushed out and get forgotten.
I think it's essentially your top 4 here.
Exactly. Top 4 is what
really
all these teams are gunning for. I mean, Spear Gaming said their biggest hope was top 4. WGS, they make the first right step here to go on that road. And even if you lose to DRX, there's still the loser's bracket. See how deep you can go.
This was such a good, close match. Definitely one. It's going to stick with me for a long time here at this moment as well. On the zip line, shot down.
Always so risky.
But again, you know, having the ability to adapt on Fracture, and this is going to be the theme throughout Valorant to come, is as they bring in new maps and rotate out old ones, is like you need to be able to actually really lock into the newer maps.
I can't wait to play on Pearl. I know a lot of people hate learning new maps, but I love learning new maps.
I hate learning new maps because I'm bad at them, but it does help me improve. So there's that. But, you know, the teams that really are able to adapt and understand Valorant, not just like, okay, we get Ascent, you know, they get the big picture, they can look at a map and innovate and have new tactics, new strategies. That's essential. And, you know, for me, that's my big takeaway with this match we had here, is like it was close on the maps that everybody's comfortable on. Fracture, WGS takes control.
Yes. Yeah, WGS, I mean, this was the kind of dominant map, right? I mean, sure, Bind the second half, MARU is able to dominate, but the first half was a little bit back and forth.
Sure.
But Fracture, like you said, WGS kind of cleans house. And I love that you mentioned the maps. Listen, I mean, for us as people just playing on our solo queue ladders or maybe even just with friends, it's okay to have maps you don't like, etc. But if you're going to be a pro in this game, it's been very clear there's going to be new agents, there's going to be new maps.
Right.
And the biggest difference for a Valorant compared to some of these other traditional FPSs is that because of the agents, map balance is going to be very diverse across different styles. You're going to have to figure out the meta, see how you work with it. This is something you're just going to have to catch up to. If you can't stay, you know, up to date, you're going to fall behind.
Yeah, and with every new map, they're going to try to introduce new ideas or toy with some of the old ones. But, you know, it is to expand the play style. And, you know, new agents are obviously coming to that as well. And, you know, some agents we haven't seen for a while. On certain maps, you know, a new map may come out that rewards a certain type of, you know, agent ability or ulting.
Except for Phoenix.
Except for Phoenix.
Phoenix will never be rewarded.
That's right. Phoenix is.
Yeah, I know there's two of you out there
that's not a good spot.
There's two of you out there that still play Phoenix. I like Phoenix, but I gotta, like, now and then, if it's like a normal game, I'll be like, I miss Phoenix, and I'll pick it. I'll be like, no, I don't actually miss it.
This is. I can't get a whole lot done here with this. Just taking damage and then throwing the fire on the ground and heal up.
But then you have to like sit there for 5 full seconds instead of an instant heal like Reyna. You're just like, oh, that's warm, nice, toasty. And then you just wait for your health to go back up.
Well, I think Riot's also really been more aggressive and creative with the newer agents that are coming out, and that makes sense. I mean, the more the game's out, the more we can, even from the developer standpoint, kind of figure out where it's at.
There's iterations, right? There's a little bit of trial and error. And obviously, you know, for instance, Yoru had a pretty good remake where he has his own spot now. He's not super strong, but he can work. He's worth a pick, right? He's not laughed at anymore. And, you know, one of these days, I'm sure we'll see either some changes, whether it's to Phoenix or maybe the game overall rebalances itself. This will happen. I mean, again, Riot's historically known to be able to keep up these iterations going. So I think we can have faith that it will come around someday.
WGS does come out victorious 2-1 here versus MARU Gaming. But we're not done.
No.
Damwon Ia up against Spear Gaming. Now, I think this one should be more one-sided, but Spear Gaming has looked very good.
Yeah, so I want to plant a seed of hopium for all you fans out there. A lot of people look at this match and say, oh, of course Damwon Ia wins. I think Spear Gaming can take a map, at least.
I think it's possible.
Yes.
If they 2-0 or 2-1, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Spear Gaming is a very organized team. They play very well together. They understand the macro of Valorant.
Right.
I know they're underdogs, but this is a very doable matchup for them.
Yeah, and so this is going to be a fun one.
Coming out victorious tonight, we're joined by Godlike from WGS for post-match interview. Congratulations, Godlike. After all the intense rivalry, you guys came out on top today. So how do you feel? 갈라이크 선수 승리 축하드립니다. 오늘 이렇게 2대1 승리를 가져가게 됐는데 소감부터 말씀해 주시죠.
일단은 이겼으니까 당연히 기분이 너무 좋고요. 1세트 지고 좀 많이 당황했는데 이겨서 다행인 것 같아요.
Well, obviously it's a win, so we're really grateful for that. And after that defeat on the first map, we were a little bit like flustered and frustrated. So I'm really glad that we're walking away with the win tonight. Well, defeat on the bind was probably unexpected. What do you think went kind of wrong there? 그러면 이제 바인드에서 좀 승리를 내줬잖아요. 어떤 점이 문제였던 것 같나요?
일단은 상대 조합이 조금 이제 많이 전투를 하면서 오는 그런 조합이었는데 그거에 대응을 못한 것 같고요. 그리고 솔직히 말해서 그 1대1 구도가 좀 많았는데 거기서 많이 진 게 패배의 원인인 것 같아요.
Well, first of all, when you take a look at MARU's composition, they like to take duels and kind of push in very aggressively. I guess we really just couldn't respond well to that. And there were a lot of 1v1 situations, and we weren't able to pick up enough kills and win those. So I think that's probably what went wrong on the bind. Well, tell us about how MARU prepared a lot against you guys. I mean, they were teleporting just here and there, kind of, just making you guys kind of not being able to adjust your game plan accordingly. So tell us about how tricky it was. 그러면은 이제 뭐 상대방이 굉장히 네온 반대로 여기저기 가면서 좀 많이 당황하게 하기도 했잖아요. 그래서 그런데 대응하는 게 얼마나 힘들었는지 좀 까다롭진 않았는지 설명 부탁드립니다.
우선은 바인드 맵 자체가 텔레포트가 있는 맵이다 보니까 뭐 원래도 어려운데 상대처럼 이렇게 반대로 가면서 하는 플레이를 하니까 정신을 못 차리겠어요. 제가 사실 1세트 때 진짜로 진짜 정신이 나가버렸다 그러죠. 정신이 나가가지고 어떻게 해야 될지를 몰랐거든요. 근데 2세트 때 그냥 딱 들어가서 다 잊자. 일단 잊고 일단 이기자. 이거 지면은 망한다. 그 열심히 했던 것 같아요.
Well, Bind itself, it has a built-in teleport, and when you play it like MARU did, it's really tricky to deal with. So, when MARU was playing the way they were, we were just all losing our mind. We didn't know what to do. But heading into the second map, we said, you know what, forget about it. We have to win the second map, so let's try our best. Well, MARU ran the double duelist combo across all three maps. How were you guys able to deal with them on the third map? 그러면 이제 투타격대 조합을 계속해서 사용해왔던 마루였는데 프랙처에서는 어떻게 상대하고 어떻게 이길 수 있었을까요?
일단은 마루 프랙처 조합이 저희가 사실 먼저 했던 조합이에요. 그래가지고 저 조합 이거 안 좋은데? 이래가지고 바로 그 부분만 공략해가지고 했던 것 같아요.
Actually, like the composition MARU played on the Fracture was, the ones that we used before, and we knew, all about the composition front and back and what's good and what's bad about it. So, we were kind of going for that little weak spot in their composition, and we were able to take away the win on the Fracture. Well, next opponent will be DRX. Are you ready for that? Any thoughts on that matchup? 그러면 이제 DRX를 만나게 되잖아요. 각오 한마디 들려주시죠.
DRX 진짜 잘하거든요. 진짜 잘하는데 이기겠다고 약속은 못 드리겠어요, 솔직하게. 근데 저희가 지더라도 정말 허무하게 지지 않고 뭐 전략을 숨긴다거나 그러지는 않겠다고 약속드리겠습니다.
Well, I mean, DRX is extremely good, so I can't promise you that we're gonna win, but we do promise you that we're gonna try our best. Nothing like kind of, throwing the game and kind of trolling like some other teams. So yeah, please show up and support us all the way. Well, that was Godlike from WGS with this post-match interview. Next up, we have Damangia to take on Spear Gaming. So we'll see you after the break.